I want to
That's the
believe it is
prayer. I
network.
hope.
I want to believe it's network. Yeah.
Eh?
I want to believe it's just network.
Just network problem. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes. So we are about to go live again. But we are live on X. X is okay. We have not have a break of transmission on X. Yes.
On X, okay, okay.
Okay, we are live. Please, let's start from the
Let's
beginning.
start from the beginning. I apologize for
Yeah.
the
Okay.
technical glitch, so that we can start all over again. For those
All right.
listening,
Okay.
start. To let the audience know we had a
Yes,
technical
let's
glitch
start.
and then apologize. Then we can start all over again.
Yeah, Mr. Salisu, would you do
Okay.
that?
Hilda, yes, I will do it.
Yeah, apology first.
Yes, we are very sorry for the technical hit, we are going to start all over again. That is not, it's out of our control. We are not the one in charge. So please, let's start all over again. The title of the article is Feudal Nigeria, the system
Hold on,
standing before our
Abdullahi.
eyes.
Before you go
An
on,
interrogation of power,
Ibufo,
impunity, and the question of
Ibufo,
what Nigeria truly is
Yes, I
by
can
Abdullah
hear you
Saleh.
loud and clear. But it seems
is
as
the
though
X audios coming out?
yes,
Check.
X is fine. X is fine and good to go. I have
The
checked.
people can
Yeah.
hear him.
Yes, I can hear loud and clear.
Please
Yes,
check, oh, because I can't hear anything here.
I can hear
And then
you. I
we,
can hear everything loud and clear.
okay. Let's continue then. We're sorry for that technical glitch. We'll start all over again. Okay.
Yeah, please proceed, Mr. Salisu.
Okay, feudal Nigeria, the system standing before our eyes. Power, impunity, and the question of what Nigeria truly is by Abdullah Salisu Aliyu. There is a word Nigeria rarely used to describe the country they live in, and it is precisely the word that fits. We speak of bad governance, of corruption, of the system. We rarely say what the system actually is. It is feudalism, not the feudal of medieval castle and knights, but a modern, familiar version of same ancient arrangement, a class that owns the country's wealth and decides its fate, a mass of citizens who owes labor, taxes, and defense and differences in return for nothing guaranteed, and a security apparatus who ultimately loyalty runs upward to the lords, not upwards to the people. This essay is not an accusation thrown in anger. It is an invitation to look. Feudalism has identifiable features. They do not hide in secret vaults. They operate in the open, in budgets, in constitutional clauses, in the conduct of men who guard our gates. Read each element below, then set down this page and look at your own country. Ask honestly whether what is described is theory or Tuesday. What feudalism actually is. Strip feudalism of its European costume and it's reduced to a simple architecture, a ruling class that controls land, resources, and security, a servant class that produces and pays but does not decide, a set of obligations that float upward, tribute, loyalty, silence, and the privileges that flow downward only at the Lord's pleasure, and a cruelly illegal and military order built to protect the arrangement itself, not the people caught inside it. Democracy was invented as a feudalism opposite, sovereignty residing in citizens, power accountability to law, force answerable to the public. A country can hold election and still runs on feudal logic underneath. The ballot becomes ceremony, the arrangement beneath itself medieval. The only way to know which one you live under is to examine the architecture, not the decoration, the elements, and the Nigerian mirror. Below are the lords bearing features of feudalism order. Each is paired with what currently exists in Nigeria. Read them one at a time. Do not rush past any of them. Number one, a ruling class that owns the nation's wealth without owning its risk. In feudal Europe, the lord held the land, the peasant worked it, and starved when the harvest failed, while the lord granny, granary stayed full. In Nigeria, a small political commercial elite effectively controls oil revenue, budget allocations, contract flow, and the instrument of monetary policy, while ordinary citizens absorb the shocks: fuel price shift, currency depreciation, inflation on food and transport, with no caution and no seats at the table where those decisions are made. The United Nations Development Programme 2025 Multidimensional Poverty Index work, drawing on Nigeria's own National Bureau of Statistics data, still find tens of millions of Nigerians deprived across health, education, housing, and living standards simultaneously, a population living the consequence of decisions it's never made. Wealth is national, risk is personal. That asymmetry is the oldest feudal signature there is. Number two, security forces that serve the palace, not the people. A feudal lord soldier guard him first and the peasant only when he serve him. Ask yourself plainly, when the presidential convoy passes, who clears the road and at whose inconvenience? When bandits sack a village in the northwest, how many hours or days pass before helps arrive? Compare it to the minute it takes to mobilize a full detail for a politician's rally. When citizens gathered peacefully in October 2020 to demand an end to police brutality, the response many of them met was force, not dialogue. A security architecture who fastest relax protect office holders and who slowest reflects protect villagers in not a neutral institution. It is a retainer force, and a retainer force are defining features of feudal order, not democratic one. Number three, legal immunity that manufactures impunity. Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution shields the sitting president, vice president, governor, and deputy governor from civil or criminal proceeding while in office. The clause was written to protect the stability of office. In practice, it becomes a 4 years or 8 years sanctuary in which allegations of financial inappropriate can accumulate untouched until the office holder has left, by which point evidence has cooled, witnesses have scattered, and the public attention has moved on. Transparency International 2025 Corruption Perception Index still score Nigeria 26 out of 100, ranking it 142 of 182 countries, a score that has essentially stagnated year on year despite repeated reforms pledges. Immunity in law, when combined with impunity in practice, is not an accident of drafting. It is the legal skeleton of a feudal exemption. The Lord answered to no court the peasant can invoke. Number four, extraction without corresponding service. Feudal tribute was payment for nothing tangible in return beyond permission to remain on the Lord. Nigeria pays tax, toll, levies, and inflated cost of electricity that rarely stay on. For security, they must with private guards, supplement with private guards. For road that they must navigate around, for water they must source themselves. For public schools and hospitals, so underfunded that anyone with means avoid them entirely. The state-owned statistician and international partners have long documented the deprivation in cooking energy, sanitation, healthcare access, and the housing that leave a majority of citizens underserved across several dimensions at once. Citizens are paying into a system that does not pay them back in kind. That is not taxation for public good. That is tribute. Number five, godfatherism and inherited power. Feudal succession ran through bloodlines and vassal obligations, not merit or popular consent. Nigerian versions run through godfathers, political dynasties, and a defection culture in which office holders switch parties en masse to align with whichever camp controlled patronage, not because of any change in ideology or policy conviction, but because of proximity to power is the only currency that matters. Zoning arrangement, anointment by Godfather, and the steady concentration of governorship after governorship under a single dominant political umbrella in recent years all point the same direction. A system where access to office increasingly depend on fealty to a control to a patron, not a mandate earned from the public it will govern. Sorry. Number six, captured institution that cannot check the palace. A feudal court exists to enforce the Lord's will, not to judge him. Independent judiciary, an assertive legislature, and a free press are supposed to be democracy, check on executive power. When judicial appointment, financial autonomy of the courts, legislative oversight, and the economic survival of media house all remains substantially depend on the goodwill of the very executive they are meant to hold accountable. Sorry. The check becomes ornamental. An institution that to must act its subject for its own budget cannot discipline the subject. This is not unique to Nigeria, but Nigeria display it in a usually undistinguished form. Number seven, suppression of dissent as standard procedure. The feudal order tolerated no serious challenge to its arrangement. Dissent was treated as a treason against the neutral order, not as a citizen's right. When journalists, protesters, and civil society actors face arrest, intimidation, or violence of questioning the conduct of power, including the events surrounding the 2020 NSAS protest, whose unresolved question remain live wound in the national conscience. The message received by every ordinary citizen is unambiguous. Silence is the price of safety. A state confidence in its own legitimacy invites scrutiny. A state that criminalizes scrutiny is confessing something about itself. Now look around you. Another heading. You have just read 7 features of a feudal order. Put this essay down for a moment, if you can, and ask honestly, how many of these did you recognize before you finish reading the heading? How many did you recognize from your own street, your own state, your own encounter with a police checkpoint, a hospital hospital queue, a court file that went nowhere, a governor who was never once answered a question under the oath while in office? This is not an academic exercise. It is a mirror. The purpose of naming a system is to make it visible, and a system that is visible can be challenged. A system left unnamed is simply called how things are, and citizens who accept how things are as a fixed law of nature have already surrendered the fight before it began. The question Nigerians must answer. Is Nigeria a democratic state or a feudal state wearing a democratic constitution as a costume? This is not a rhetoric flourish. It is the central question every citizen, every voter, every officer sworn to constitution, and every leader claiming to serve the public must sit with honesty. A democracy is measured not by how often elections are held, but by whether power is genuinely accountable between elections, whether wealth is earned or extracted, whether security protects citizens equally, whether the law binded the power as tightly as it blind the powerless, and whether the dissent is treated as a democratic right or a punishable offense. Judged against those tests and not against the ceremony of ballot alone, every Nigerian is entitled, obligated, even to form their own honest answer. The peaceful part, naming is not enough. Naming a feudal system is the first act of resistance. But naming alone changes nothing. Nigeria does not need chaos, bloodshed, or the destruction of the state to escape this arrangement. It need the sustained, disciplined exercise of citizens. History, including Nigerians' own, shows that peaceful pressure work when they organize and when it is organized and persistent. The following are not abstraction; they are tools already available to every citizen reading this. Reclaiming the ballot beyond election day. Voting is not the beginning of accountability, not the end of it. Citizens can organize ward level minority of budget, attend town hall meeting, demand constituency project reports, and use the Freedom of Information Act as a real underused legal instrument to compel disclosure of how public funds are spent. A feudal order survives on citizens who vote once every 4 years and disengage. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. Oh, sorry, I'm not seeing it. And disengage. A democracy survives on citizens who never stop watching. Upward, please. Who never stop watching. Sorry. Reclaiming the ballot beyond election day. Voting is not sorry. We have gone beyond this. Voting is not the beginning of accountability, not the end of it. The second one, yes, build and fund independent institution of accountability. Civil society organizations, professional association, the Nigerian Bar Association, the Nigerian Medical Association, each sorry, okay, Nigerian Medical Association, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress, student unions, and the Market and Traders Association. Each carries organized weight that individual citizens do not when these bodies coordinate rather than wait for one another. They form the closest thing to an institutional counterweight available outside the ballot box. Use the court, the press, use the courts, press them to work and defend their independence. Strategic public interest litigation, however, slow, build precedents, and record citizens and professional bodies can campaign specifically for judicial financial autonomy already provided upward. Okay. sorry, provided for in law but
Already provided for,
inconsistently
yes.
implemented. Okay, provided for in law but inconsistently implemented, because a court that controls its own budget is one step closer to a court that cannot rule against the executive without fear. Protect and use the press, including the diaspora and the digital press. A free press is feudalism's natural enemy, because it makes the invisible visible. Citizens can support independence Nigerian journalism financially and by amplification, and the diaspora Nigerians who face less direct physical risk can carry investigative and advocacy work, work that is dangerous to publish from inside the country, as Nigerians abroad have done for decades. Organize peaceful discipline, organize peacefully, discipline the protest, and learn from history. Nigerians' own history offers the proof that peaceful mass pressure move power. The June 12, 1993 pro-democracy movement and the Nadeko struggle helped the end military rule. The 2025 Occupy Nigerian protest forced a national conversation on subsidy and accountability. The NSAS 2020 movement, disciplined the pain of its ending, despite the pain of its ending, permanently changed how entire generation of young Nigerians sees its own political agency. Elsewhere on the continent, Ghana repeated peaceful transfer of power between rival parties, and Rwanda post 1994 institutional rebuilding around anti-corruption enforcement shows that neither chaos nor foreign intervention is required. Discipline, sustained non-violent civic organization is. The lesson from all this is consistent. Peaceful pressure that is organized, patient, and repeated change outcomes. Peaceful pressure that flare once and disappear does not. Demand structural reform, not just new faces. The deepest error in Nigerian political life has been replacing individual while leaving the architecture of immunity, godfatherism, and the institutional capture fully intact, so that the next occupant simply inherit the same feudal privileges. Citizens must direct energy towards structural demands, review and narrow of executive immunity, genuine judicial and legislative financial independence, transparent and auditable public procurement, and constitutional limits on the concentration of political defection that has allowed out multi-party competition in recent years. The change. Feudal does not survive because it is strong. It survives because it is unnamed,
You mean the
unquestioned,
charge?
and mistaken. Oh, sorry. I did not see it. Okay, the charge. Feudal does not survive because it is strong. It survives because it is unnamed, unquestioned, and mistaken for the natural order of things. The moment a population recognizes the arrangement, it lives inside. The arrangement lost its most important weapon, the appearance of inevitability. Nigeria is not condemned to this system by geography, culture, or fate. It is a set of choices made by identifiable actors, sustained by identifiable silence. Choice can be reversed, silence can end. This is not a call to burn anything down. It is a call to build patiently, peacefully, without relenting. The accountable republic, republic, the accountable republic that the Nigerian constitution already promised on paper. The gap between the promise and this reality is not a gap only leaders must choose. It is a gap every citizen who read this is now responsible for helping to close, starting with a single honest answer to a single honest question. Is this a democracy or it is a feudal estate that has simply learned to hold elections? So thank you. The article
Yeah, thank you very much,
written by
Abdullah
Abdullah
Alasisu,
Saleh.
for reading that article for us. Now we're going to do the mind map and break it down in pidgin English so that our people would understand. But first, before we start that, we want to thank all the people that have joined us on YouTube. And Mark and Nelly, we recognize you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much. People that have joined us on Facebook, we want to thank you very much for joining us. We want to thank the people that have joined us on the Twitch. We want to thank the people that have joined us on X and people that have joined us on Instagram. And we don't want to forget those of you that are here with us on TikTok. So we're burning our calibers on all social media so that our message can get across to everybody, to all Nigerians. Our plan is to conscientize the Nigerian mind. We believe that Nigeria's struggle has been mischaracterized as a pro-democracy one. It is not. We have a liberation struggle at our hand, awaiting the conscious, and a lot of our people are not conscious. So we are trying to give them enough information to wake up their consciousness, except for those who are pretending to be asleep. Those who have lost hope, we want to wake up their hope so that we can recapture our country. Nobody is coming to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. Nigeria has been captured by a most rapacious class of evil men. And it is our responsibility to take that country back from them for our sake and for the sake of our children. This is what the movement radio stands for. This is what we are here for. From the beginning of our history, we have continued to struggle with our true nature and our true mission and purpose. We're trying to help our people find our true mission and purpose. You see, we're moving towards freedom. We're changing narrative. We're empowering minds. This medium is for the liberation of the African mind and the Nigerian minds in particular. So we have always maintained our collective problem is our silence and the enemies within us. And then the ruiners are able to operate freely because the enemies within us are protecting the ruiners. The movement radio made it a purpose to attack these enemies within us. We want to identify them, castigate them. There's a lot of us, a lot of educated people, elites, those who went to school, those that are acting as the night walker for the night king, Game of Thrones analogy. And we intend to break down these zombies, these living dead that are among us. And we have to do it. Nobody's going to do this for us. It has to be done. You know, Nigeria cannot continue like this.
Mark
We
Kennedy
have to
is
reclaim our
saying that
country. So thank you all for joining us from all Instagram, X. We have 2 pages on X. We have 1 on Instagram. We have 2 pages on YouTube, Alaba Ferreira and Movement Radio page. We have 1 on Twitch. We have 2 pages on Facebook, Movement Radio Facebook, and then Alaba Ferreira's Facebook. So we're running on all cylinders. We have about 9 stations, including TikTok, running right now to get our message to our people. And we thank you all for joining us. Now, if you want to join us for discussion, engagement, uh, this is a radio station. Like the old radio station don't get responses, but we do get responses. You can join us on X, the movement radio on X, to pick up a microphone. We don't do the picking up of the microphone on YouTube. We don't do it on Facebook. We don't do it on Instagram. We don't do it on Twitch, but we do it on X. We have 3 pages on X. One of the pages is dedicated for audio discussion. You can request the microphone and the microphone will be given to you. You can agree, you can disagree. You're not with us, and then we can have an engaging, interesting and engaging conversation regarding the state of our country. Um, so please go to X if you want to interact with us. But you can also interact with us in writing. by writing your comments in whatever page you have. We will see it right here in the studio. If you're on Facebook, you can write a comment. We will see it. If you're on any one of the two YouTube pages, we will see it. If you're on Instagram, we will see it. And if you're on TikTok, I will try to enlarge my glasses so that I can see your comments and read it out. So thank you all for joining us right now. Thank you all those of us who have joined us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So we're going to now go down to breakdown of this article and explain it so that it's not just Oyibo, Oyibo, English, English. The point is for us to be able to educate, giving good information, enlighten the mind, make our people strong, let them realize their strength, that the power of the people is stronger than the people in power. So, Ibukun, are you
Yeah,
the one starting, or is it gonna be
the I did try to bring out
to do the
the
mind
mind
map? It's
map,
not popping.
but the PDF is saying that there's an error.
Okay,
It
let
says
me see if I can do it here.
document processing error. It's like that PDF, something you get as a take B with the PDF.
Okay, did you
But
send me the article
if
so
it,
I can pick it up here?
okay, okay,
Send me the
okay,
Yes,
article so
it's
I
on
can
your WhatsApp.
publish it.
okay. Mr. Abdullah said he don't send them for you for WhatsApp, but make I send them for you for email.
Oh no, 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 email, my email to be easier.
Okay, okay. Make
So
I
thank
try
you all
the
for joining us.
okay,
Today our
okay.
topic is on the
I
on
think Mark
Nigeria is a
Kennedy is
feudal
saying
state.
we recognize his comment. Mark Kennedy on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah, Mark Enely, we thank you. Warmest regard, brethren. Keep the fire burning. Thank you, Mark Enely. We recognize your comment. While I pick up the article, Ibukwan and Abdullah can continue with the microphone. Tell them about our purpose, our mission, while we set up the mind map for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so very much for joining us. We are having some technical issue, but the this particular article, it is very very important because it they highlight and they mirror waiting would they go through for our obodo Nigeria, the Ogasa system, Babasokpe system, we we done the run since all this while. The secret go leak today. Now today we go break waiting they happen for Nigeria because enough is enough, and we believe that the more we keep quiet about our situation, the more the ruiners get more emboldened in their criminal system. All right. So we want to do well to um expose this situation so that our people go feel understand this very strongly. May we break them down to pieces. All right. Mr. Abdullahi, if you feel try send that PDF to Mr. Alaba, I go be very happy so that I go feel focus, do this analysis where using this little
Okay.
information we did for my front. I go feel sit down where we're doing.
Okay.
So my
No
Obodo
problem.
Nigerian
I'll do
people,
that.
feudalism does not survive because it is strong. It survives because it is unnamed, unquestioned, and mistaken for the natural order of things. We dey always mistake this thing. As things be like this, some people still believe say na democracy will dey run for Nigeria. When in actual fact, it is not democracy. Wetin we dey run for Nigeria na feudal system. um some can even call it fascist system. How we take know? How we take know be say na some of the signs wey we dey see na im make we know say the kind system wey we dey run for dis Nigeria e get as e take be. So the moment a population recognizes the arrangement it lives inside, the arrangement loses its most important weapon, the appearance of inevitability. That is, the more we be say you recognize, say, now the kind thing where they happen for your country be this. And at that time, now people will design the system don't lose their strategy to keep you in darkness. And because many of our people think that all of this really happen, they normal. All right. But it is not normal. And now the day where you recognize that this thing no normal, and that day now you will go emancipate yourself. Our people they talk am saying the day we madman no say in the mad, at that time now he don't receive in illness. And be say that madness where they do am, you don't stop with that. And now him make we for movement radio, they educate us about many of these issues where they happen. Maybe we expose the system. Nigeria is not condemned to a system by geography, culture, or faith. We not be like this because of our environment or our land. Nothing do us. Nothing do our culture. Nothing do us. Nobody say we are just destined to suffer. Because some people they talk say everything will of God. The will of God no talk say make we dey suffer. No, 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 no. There are many people enjoying in this life. This life we will come. We no come to suffer now. We come to enjoy, to have a good time. The little time we will dey for this life, make we enjoy them. That is why we are here. All right. We are not here to come and suffer because how many years we won't use for this life? We will say we won't come use and suffer and be under the ruinership or rulership of some gods, political gods, and we don't capture the minds of many of our people. All right, it is a set of choices made by identifiable actors. You have to recognize the actors where they play a critical role for the condition we will meet ourselves. Very, very important. Because if you don't recognize the actors, you can't recognize their role, who they play for this whole system. You have to recognize the actors, those where they play the game, where make we be like this. You have to recognize them. Sustained by identifiable silence. As you keep quiet, so in fact, now the thing where people will design this system want with that. Make you keep quiet. Make you no talk your mind. Make you no talk, say something they do you. That is what they want. That is exactly what they want. They want you to keep wishing, wishful thinking. Make you they pray for one kind entity where they for heaven. Make it come help you solve your problem for this earth where we dey so. Now the thing where they want with that. Make you keep quiet. They suffer for silence. Some of you you have adapted yourself so much to the system that you even name your child Endurance. How person go look finish name in child Endurance? What are you enduring? Enduring what? Because it reach may we ask ourselves this kind of question. All right. We don't put this our suffer for inside our mind so we can't name our children, make that they endure, enduring suffer, enduring injustice, enduring poverty, enduring, suffering. It's not supposed to be like that, right? Choices can be reversed. The fact say you don't choose one kind leaders, we don't ruin your life. No mean say you go have to keep choosing them every single time. You can change your decision. This whole idea say, nothing we will fit do. Now only God fit catch them. You too fit catch them. If you organize together among your fellow oppressed, you can change it. And as you see our Oga talk say, the power of the people is greater than the people in power. All right? You no go think say because you be poor man, nothing fit happen. If you poor people organize yourself, nothing wey big men fit do. You go do and undo. Now them self go dey beg you. But because you don't lose your power, now it make things be like this. All right. Silence can end. One day go be one day. Monkey go market, e no go return. One day, monkey go market, e no go. Now one day, now person they reject suffering. Now one day, now you go stop your silence, your endurance of oppression. Now one day go be one day where you go say enough is enough. This is not a call to burn down anything. That be say the reason why we dey host this kind of program for our platform, the Movement Radio platform, no be to encourage any form of violence. You understand me so? No be say we dey ask you to go destroy anything. Na to build patiently, peacefully, and without relenting. Make we dey do am make we no tire. The accountable republic that the Nigerian constitution already promises on paper. Waiting don dey our program before. Already, many of the programs and the systems wey dey for Nigeria, they are fantastic. But we get people, ruiners, wey dey ruin some of these programs, some of these initiatives, that they ruin them. Maybe you see how they ruined all over the world. Responsible governments have a way of settling and making sure entrepreneurs, small-scale entrepreneurs, they are comfortable. Nothing dey wrong with that. Say government say, okay, we are going to empower small-scale businesses with grants. All right? Grants wey be say government don calculate am, say the grant go dey enough for them to do wetin they wan do. People wey be say they love to make akara, for instance. Akara is one of our indigenous cuisines. The thing wey we dey chop, now we create am. Is our brainchild for Africa, for Nigeria. So the thing wey you dey call pizza. Now the invention of people wey dey for Italy. Now them bring up about that thing. We be say some of our big men, they leave Nigeria, go chop pizza for Italy, go chop pizza for Germany, go chop pizza for London. Akara can be a tourist attraction for Nigeria. People go say they won't come chop our Nigerian akara because if we do them well, if we package them well, if we fund them well, it go attract people. But you see how your politician mess that thing up because of underfunding and, of course, improper implementation. They don't implement them well. All right? Many people have used that business to send their children to school because it is a profitable business if you do it well, if you know exactly what you are doing. But how can you say you are empowering people to do akara business and the money that you are giving them is not even enough to buy one particular equipment of doing the business? It's not even enough to buy a gas cylinder, not to even mention of the fry pan where you go take cook the akara, or the oil, or the beans, pepper, table where you go put them on top, microwave where you go take microwave them if the akara don't cold. All of these things, you are so underfunding and improper implementation is responsible for our deal. Why I talk like this, be saying we have to recognize all of these details. How we take reach where we reach. Who are the ruiners? Who are those where they for inside darkness? They shoot arrow for inside lights. How we take be like this? All right. So we must indeed, some of the programs and initiative of the government it is okay to empower people. Nobody is going to say it is wrong to empower your citizen. All over the world, it is done. Not quite long, the Canadian government gave businesses across the country 40,000 Canadian dollars each as a loan to be paid back in like 3 years. And if you succeed in paying $30,000, they would leave the $10,000 for you, make you no worry. If you are committed, and if you don't be paid back within that framework, they go extend that for you again. They go extend that for you again so that you go fee pay, just for you to have leverage. So all over the world, governments, they help their citizens. Can we say that about Nigeria? Now the thing where would they ask you be that the gap between the promise and the reality is not a gap only leaders must close. It is a gap every citizen who reads this is now responsible for helping to close. That is, you know, we talk say now only government now be the wrong thing where they happen. You self contribute now. Your silence is part of the problem. All right? The fact that you keep respecting those that facilitate the failure is also very much a big problem. The fact that you don't want to participate in any way, shape, or form in organized effort to bring about your liberation is also a very big problem. Make I ask, before I conclude, make I ask Mr. Salisu, if he don't send the PDF to Mr. Laba. Your mic is muted. Okay. Your mic is muted, Mr.
I don't
Laba.
know whether...
Got it. I got the PDF. I'm working on it.
Okay.
Okay.
It say it the
can
right
you?
error for your side too, Abi.
Yes, it does. I think we have be checking the comments. I think
Now
we might
that
have additional
now that
comments.
PDF get issue.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
maybe I'll
working on
send the
it.
document.
No,
No
don't
problem.
worry, Abdullah. It's
No
on my
worry.
side. I got it.
Make we just make do with this summary where they do so. Then we go maybe we'll
Yeah.
move to the
We'll fix it
So
later. Yeah. Go ahead.
so
Continue.
as I dey talk, they go my country people, and I greet you well. People where they join us for our X platform. I can see my logo and Edo Pikin. I salute you now. And to as many as those where they join us, also I can see 3 of us are on X and 4 people on YouTube. Wow. On Manuel Ferreira. That is quite a record that I think we never I don't know what thing they happen for YouTube. YouTube, they very stingy to push platforms like this where they dish out the truth to the people. But be like say they don't they notice what thing will they do. But we go like make they push our message on the Movement Radio official channel for YouTube, not just Emmanuel Ferreira YouTube. All right. And of course, at some point, we had a viewer on Facebook, but well, we are still here. We just start the program. We never even go far. But the thing we say, we have to work together to bring about a solution to waiting they happen to us. All right. We must bridge all the gap, all the lapses. We bring us to where we are right now. All right. Starting with a single honest answer to a honest question. Is this a democracy? That is number one question. Can a democracy be this? A be crazy demo, crazy demonstration of grace. As Baba Fela Kuti talk am. Baba Fela Kuti talk say, are we? And he don't ask this question since the late 90s. Some of us will be like small picking that time, but we know say Baba Fela don't ask this question well. Because waiting they happen, waiting they wrong with us. Now be say, no be something we just they happen. It don't they happen since. In talk say, shey na democracy be this? A big demonstration of grace. Because When you are not serving your people, you are not providing services to your people, you are instead enriching yourself. Look at yourself. Look at the life of your politicians. Those who say they talk, say they be public servants. Their life, they okay. They are getting better and better and better and better. They are sending their children to schools abroad, even when they have the opportunity and the resources to establish schools that can match up with the quality of education for Bodo abroad. They don't do them. Instead, they created private schools. And of course, they are not even the private school where they create, they don't even trust those private schools enough to put their children inside. They have to take their children abroad to public schools where they are abroad, because some of these schools where they put their children through for abroad now public school. Oxford University is a public school. Stanford, Harvard, these are public schools. All right? In abroad. But they cannot replicate the same thing in Obafemi Awolowo University. All right? They cannot replicate the same standard in University of Ibadan, University of Lagos, University of Maduguri, Zaria University, and many of these legacy universities, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. These universities has remained the same or even retrogressed. The quality of these schools have reduced. The quality of these schools have reduced. But while the quality of the schools are reducing, they are taking their children, even when they are leaders, they budget every year, year in, year out for education. And you look at them, they drive the best cars. They tell you they are doing their best. They are doing their best, but they drive the best cars. They live in the best houses. While your standard of living has deteriorated. Some of now we get 2 cars in the early 80s. You are now left, you have no vehicle, not to even mention of house. I watched as my father's 2 vehicles disappeared within the span of 10 years. As at the early 80s towards late 80s, my daddy had 2 vehicles. He was into transport business. Since the emergence of the structural adjustment program, that was how gradually he sold the first vehicle, then he sold the second vehicle, up until when he had stroke and then eventually passed. This is me telling you the reality of the Nigerian system as they affect everybody's life. But your politicians that have been irrelevant, some of them, like David Mark, they have been in politics since 80s. And they have been opportune to serve you throughout that period. They have little or nothing to offer, and they are still presenting themselves, and they still have political relevance. And some of you will be say you are a product of their failure. You still support them. You see, they call them His Excellency. you respect them. These are the issues that we want to solve. And don't forget the question, is this really a democracy? And it's a question to our audience, really. If you think, say, na democracy be this, pick up the mic and let's have that conversation. If you think na democracy be this, comment. You can drop your comments across all social media platforms where we dey. We dey Facebook, we dey YouTube, we dey Twitch, we dey X, and we dey for Instagram. Drop your comments if you think this is a democracy. And as I go towards the end of this particular article, the next question is it a feudal system that has simply learned to hold elections? This thing where would they call democracy? So, say, na democracy, na number one question be that. Or the kind system where we say, no be democracy, but it has learned to hold elections so that it go feed the deceive people saying na democracy it be. So now one it go be among these 2 questions. we would anticipate your reply to that question, either in the comment section or you enter our X audio platform. Make we for pick up the mic, make we talk. Um, Without further ado, make I pass the mic. Any comment, Mr. Abdullahi, before we return the mic back to Mr. Alaba?
Yes, it's just that we have to. The question, I will just repeat it because the questions are very important. That's the questions we want our audience across all the social media platforms should be able to answer. Is what we are practicing in Nigeria really a democracy, or we are practicing a feudal system that just learn to hold election after every 4 years? So looking at the element we listed above, the 7 elements we listed, look at them and then justify them to Nigerian issues. Are we saying that is Nigeria a democracy, or it has all the characteristics of a feudal state? So we look forward to your answers across all the social media platforms. The YouTube, you comment, you drop your comment, or you come, more preferably, you come to the X audio space, pick up the mic. Let's either you agree or disagree with us. We are in a if we are in a democratic state, what can you pinpoint the elements of a democratic state in Nigeria? And if you said we are running on a feudal, can you give us some examples that you think, yes, what we just listed, the 7 items or the elements of a feudal state that you can identify or you have experienced, you as an individual in Nigeria? So these are just the two questions. You do well by coming to comment. So we hand over the mic back to our Movement Radio Chicago.
I've been quiet for a while because I was trying to get the mind map for the audience and it's not working. So that was why I was a little bit quiet there for a while, trying to make it work. The mind map
Yeah.
is not working, but
Now I be say not be from my own side because I don't
no,
try
no,
to
no,
now
no,
the
it's
same
not.
thing.
It's not. So I was trying to figure it out why that is the problem. But we can still break the article down. Let's talk about the 7 components of the feudal system and then get people engage in conversation and still break it down. But while you two of you are working on that, just keep explaining the article, break it down, even though we don't have a mind map. Both Salisu and if you guys can just break it down for the people in the language that is easier to understand, and then I'll keep working on that mind map thing. Maybe I can get it resolved before our program ends today. Okay, guys.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't do the summary to a large extent, but to the it's another opportunity
And
make
I,
we explain them in detail
yes,
for people who just they come into the broadcast.
yes,
Now another
yes,
opportunity make we break down again. The elements and the
of
Nigerian mirror. All
Europe,
right.
yes.
And number one, we did here be say a ruling class that owns the nation's wealth without owning its risks. that one, that one heavy well, my brother, my sister. Eh? A ruling class that owns the nation's wealth without owning its risk. You know, man, you don't if I don't hear many personalities we they for Nigeria, where they call the owners of Nigeria. Mm, many people have regarded some personalities as the owner because that if you are vying for any office, any elective office, if you no go dobale for them, you are wasting your time. For this Nigeria, they
They are not
own the
going
system.
anywhere.
They have captured the institution they for their pockets.
I
And
tell you, don't joke with these people. Now
eh,
then, if they say you do, you do. If they say you will not do, you will not do.
if they talk to make you go sit down, now
Now
make you go
then,
sit down with
those ones are the godfathers.
that. Eh? They own the
Yes.
nation's wealth
Now
without
so
owning
them
the
they dey everywhere. They will tell you
now
somebody
so
wey na retired person, but him still dey active, retired but not tired.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
They dey
Now so it
dictate
be.
how things dey happen, and they dey collect, just like they dey collect the money. But that's why fuel subsidy no dey affect them at all, because all the things that after you collecting the money, the repercussion, them they no care about, and na the citizen go collect for body. Na them go enjoy, but you go collect the aftermath,
Yes, now even
because
during
all these
election,
reasons.
now them go
Yes,
influence the people wey go win, but the consequence of bringing
consequences
about
of
a
that election
wrong entity to power,
person,
that one no go affect them in any way, shape, or form.
e no go
But they
affect
will
them.
influence the person wey go win. They are going to press all
Yes,
the buttons
they will tell
and
you
use their influence
vote this
to make
person.
sure. Say, yeah, please
After you
proceed.
don't vote
Proceed.
that person, yes, you vote that person, and after you vote that person, them they know say they are settled, because they have their own palace where they go and meet. While whatever be the repercussion of that person's wrong policy in the country, is the people, we the masses, that we call ourselves the masses, that's the people, are the ones that will keep suffering. They you like if you look at this current government or the previous government as case study, when they remove subsidy, they no reduce the cars where they carry waka. They no reduce the budget for the for the ASO rock, for the president and the vice president. This the same thing where they just increase, so that they will get more and more to their pocket. But if you compare it to what they are increasing in the minimum wage, it's nothing. The inflation of the naira, how the naira take change. That's how they say, okay, now they are deregulating the naira. That's the dollar price. They cannot pick official price and whatsoever. At the end of the day, who they collect for body? Now we Nigerians, all of us they collect. They will tell you, now they allow the market to determine its price, the fuel, the regulation, the currency, all these things. At the end of the day, now the people, them they will just enjoy the benefit. That's the control, the wealth where you get, the money where the country get. But the risk, that's the suffering, all the things, the repercussion, the thing where we come back to it, them they no enjoy, they no join for that one. Oh. Now only enjoyment they join, but suffering or bearing the brunt, them they know they part of that one. Oh. The consequences now only the people, now them go suffer am. That's what this one is saying. If you look at it, we just try to compare it with the old feudal state. That's how e dey before in Europe, that's in white man country. How we dey get people wey dey hold office. The only thing they are doing, they enjoy the money, they no work, they no do anything. Their own na only enjoyment. The people just dey suffer. And we mention examples of how the United Nations Development Program, how e take explain how people dey suffer. The people at the top, the government officials, the realness, because we cannot call them rulers again, the realness, how they are enjoying and how people are suffering in multidimensional poverty. They mention how people are suffering. They no get access to medical care, hospital money, medical bill, you no get, education, you no get, house to stay, roof on top your head, you no get. Then your living standard to feed 3 times a day is a lie, dey happen again. Many people dey suffer all these things together. That's why they say simultaneously. That's they come together, all of them at once. No be say one go come, we go disappear. No, all of them dey come. You no get access to healthcare, you no get education, you no get housing, your food, your living standard is very poor, and all of them are coming together. So how you go take, that's how what this first point is explaining. And at the end we say what? Wealth is national, risk is personal. So the wealth, the money wey the country dey own, na what is for the nation, and it's for the people on the at the top where they control the things. While risk is for personal, for individual. Everybody dey collect im own for, they share am to us. That's their metric of the. This one is just telling you like the same thing. It's just like photocopy of the way it dey happen before for Europe. We can move to number 2 now.
Okay. Number 2, talk about security forces that serves the palace, not the people. But before we move to this number 2, the question we will go ask on for that number 1 be say, shey you don identify people wey be say, according to many, wey would they call them, Olodo analysis, or all the Olodo commentators, they call them the owners of Nigeria. That there's no way you can become something in Nigeria without consulting, having a broad consultation
The oracle,
with these personalities.
the oracles of politics.
Okay, yes.
They
So,
are the oracle.
shey una don dey identify them, and hope you are not going to listen to them going forward. All right, listen to the fact that there's no way you cannot make your decision as a people, all right, without you depending on the influence of some of these owners of Nigeria, those that have created billionaires that are in control of the nation's wealth. You go to Niger Delta, people are suffering, and there are corporations extracting billions of dollars every year. There are those that are facilitating that situation. All right,
And
you have to
called the
identify.
Niger Delta Commission.
What
Not
did you
doing
say?
anything. We don't know what they are doing. I say a corporation like the Niger Delta Commission set to what rebuild and clean up the environment and compensate the people. But if we can remember under the past administration, when the current Senate president is in charge of that agency, we can still remember what happened.
Okay, we know. After all, you don't hear one name where Mr. Abdullahi where in call now, where they in charge of Niger Delta Commission. These are the people that you have to, mark them, and you have a choice to either keep listening to them to influence your decision, knowing fully well that if things fall apart, they are not going to feel any repercussion or consequence of that thing where they tell you make you help them do. They tell you say make you vote for this person. They tell you say make you endure. Are they also enduring with you? Anybody where they tell you say make you endure, and the person know they endure with you, be careful. You have to watch
no
that
reason
person.
in the endurance.
They look at that person they fat in a record they show in all in neck, you don't in the chop better food, and they tell you they even dey your area, they dey for your street. Maybe say that they work for the oga patapata wey dey for up, where they spoil the country. They go, they tell you for street say it is normal for the government to increase electricity tariff. It is not the first time that even in the world, they give you example of many places in the world where all this kind of thing they happen. But they're not going to tell you how much the average worker they earn for those countries. Maybe say they go pay that particular increase. Are you earning that same money? You will be say you be doctor for street. they collect up to 250,000 naira for salary. You want to compare you with the example of doctors where they for Australia, where they collect over $50,000 every single month. If you like, make they listen to people who be say that they give you advice. But when things fall apart, they are not going to feel the impact because they are close to the corridor of power, or they themselves they are part of the syndicate
They will
that
tell
owns
you that
Nigeria.
a country cannot survive without paying tax. But where is the tax going?
Uh-huh. Monkey they walk, babu they chop. So let's go to the next one.
Oh.
Security forces that serve the palace, not the people. In Asabi, waiting this one mean now. This one don't really need too much explanation. You sabi people they hold the gun, they protect politicians. You sabi them now. You know people will say
They are
that they
working, they are
blow
not there for
sarin.
you.
Okay,
We.
okay.
They are
Yeah,
just
please proceed, proceed,
blowing
proceed.
sarin everywhere, here and then. And they are not there to protect you. They are there to protect those people who give them that gun. Because the gun they did not give them to protect you. They are using your money to buy the gun for them, but they are using them to protect them against you, so that you will not have access to them. Because if you look at just like the example we mentioned, if you dey waka for road, if you hear siren, you from far, you see them dropping with their guns, with their cane, they pursue you anyhow, make you clear road for them. But if problem don get you, even for your own area, thieves enter, you put call across, before they enter, the thieves don do wetin they will do, don comot. But if they wan comot from Abuja, if any politician wan go anywhere for campaign, you see say they get security to go there, finish their campaign, come back. But you people, anytime you start with one protest, they will tell you there is security report. They cannot protect you, so you have to stop your protest. They will keep even peaceful protest against one problem, but they will tell you that you need to. The security is there is security report. You cannot go out because they don't have all the necessary things to protect you. But then anywhere they want go, they get the security. We go protect them, go do anything where they want go do for anywhere they want to go. So you have to ask yourself, are they serving you or serving the
Yeah,
people at the
I
top?
know. Hi guys, I know you guys been talking for a while. You guys checking the medium to see if anybody's making any comment. And Asali, so I figured out what the problem is. I think it's the format with which the PDF was saved. So if it's possible, we can have it in words. Maybe I can
Okay.
generate the mind map. I think it's having an error with that
Yes,
format.
I have
It's
the.
in, if it's in words, that could help a little bit. But meanwhile, I thought somebody wanted to speak earlier when you were speaking. I thought I heard a voice, but you probably were
No,
not
in
checking
fact,
the X.
I have
Eh?
been trying to. Yes, I have checked the hex. In fact, my eyes is on it right now. We have not had any request so far for to speak, but we have three people at the listener section. So,
Okay, that's
and
good.
we have announced quite a number of times for people to pick up the mic and let's have that
Yeah,
conversation.
let me check the Instagram. There's some people also at the Instagram there. Shimatro and 12346. Somebody that they just have a number there, and then the other. So I'm trying to. I've tested it. It works with words, but I think there was something seriously wrong with that PDF format. You understand?
Okay,
So it's
I will
not picking up
change. I
that
will share
face.
with the
It's reading
document.
it as an error. So
Okay.
if words exist, if it's in words, I could maybe try and pull it up and share with the audience. If not, when you guys finish the explanation, we just move to the next article. Because I think there's a very good article that we've not given a good job to because we can't get the mind map version. But we'll keep trying until we get it. But so when you guys finish explaining,
Let me share the one.
You want to send me the word in email? See if I can pull that up.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if the mind map version was available, it will really, really help break it down properly. And if we don't succeed in that, we just explain it the best we can, and then we move on to the next activity. Yeah. Ibukun, you continue. Any other information for the people or things we were supposed to do today? Well,
Well, we would continue to implore our people to participate. All right. And if they don't participate, stop waiting with the do for studio here. No dull moment for here. We go, stop waiting with the stock. Analysis. We reflect the reality of the Nigerian people. Not be the kind of analysis where they to protect the owners of Nigeria. Very, very important. Because otherwise,
I wanted to say that that's why we don't do news, because we don't want to be regurgitating their opinions. That's all we all hear. The minister said this, the governor said that. That's regurgitation of the people that are oppressing you. There's never a view of what the people are saying. So we want to be what the people really are saying, not what the leaders are saying. The leaders that created the problem. They are not even leaders, they are ruiners. So I'll go back to picking up that article
Yes,
that I
just
did
try
there.
check it. I
You
sent
sent
it.
it already to my email?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
let me check. I will.
so yeah,
So, okay.
we are in number 3, legal immunity
Yes.
that manufactures impunity. Uh, this one explain how that they use law to do mago to
Protect themselves.
encourage. Wait 1 minute, Mr. Blind. I'll go pass the mic to you. They use law to they absorb themselves from the mago where them they do. The thief with them the thief and the anyhow character what they do. They use law to they cover them up. You heard the news of a Nigerian senator where person can't deliver something for him, and he tell the delivery man, say he go slap him, and he slap him. He slap him finish. He tell him say if the driver no take time, he go make him disappear for the country. And nothing happen. The lawmakers, the lawmakers did not even sanction them. They no suspend them. He just say he apologize for what he do, and everybody just moved on like nothing happened. If now the driver slap that lawmaker, I been that driver slap one big man. Now like that he go be. Then they use legal immunity that manufactures impunity. You can see wetin dey happen. Now, if governors steal your money, so far say im still dey that position of governor, you no fit sue am to court. He is immune. Na im be say anything wey im do na sara be that. Anything wey im do na sara. The same thing president is legally immune. And na why you will be say now you be at the receiving end. You have to push for organized effort to ensure say these politicians lose their immunity.
On that immunity, I don't know why educated Nigerians are not pushing to have it cancelled. Why everybody just sit back and there's no country, even here in the United States, that you're copying their democracy. In my state alone, twice two sitting governors have been arrested while they were governors. So where did we get this idea of putting into the constitution immunity for serving public employees. It looks like a cop out, and these people got away with it, and there are no civil society or lawyers or people that have common sense enough in the community to oppose this idea of giving them immunity while serving. You're public servers. You can't have immunity from the job you're doing. It doesn't make any sense, and nobody opposes this or question it, you know. So anyway, the word thing did work. I'm glad to announce, and we can now share the mind map if we are ready. And I'll
Let's
just
share
let
the
you guys.
mind map, yeah, so
Okay,
that we can
it's
make
working.
progress. Yeah.
We can make progress. Yes, it's working now fully. I'm trying to move it to the side a little bit. Okay, let's share it and then we can make progress and move on. So when sorry, we apologize for that slight delay in getting the mind map ready. So let's share the mind map. Okay, so I know you guys have covered quite a lot. I don't know where you are in the in the mind map section. So let me go to the very top. I know you've covered this part, right? Just let me know which part you guys have covered. Can you see it?
Yes,
Huh?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah. Should I move it to the side a little bit or it's good
yes.
like this?
Maybe you should move it to like the quarter of the entire thing.
Oh, like the quarter. Okay. So lies, the politics, you've done that one. Let's go. The rupture, colonial imposition, is that just let me know when to stop so you can start pick it up from there.
The next one after colonial imposition.
Imposition, okay.
I think
Post-independence
let's start
legacy.
from that. Let's start from that post-colonial, post-independence
Okay,
legacy. Yes,
okay, okay. Can you see it? Is it clear?
yes, yes. It's very clear. Yes, yes.
I'm trying to move the edges a little bit, but I'm not successful. Hold on. Give me a minute. Let's see if I can be successful in this. Okay, let me see.
Okay. Inherited colonial architecture of unaccountable rule.
Okay.
Today article wear pants wear today.
Wear pants. That's
We-
because the gadgets did not work as planned. Oh, that's
we
okay.
just
That's
try
okay.
to,
Our audience
yeah,
are patient enough with us. That's good.
yes, now
Yeah.
we have
So
a
we start from the
wonderful,
post-independence one, Abby.
yeah. I think that is a fair place to start. Yes.
Okay. Am I the one talking or is it you guys? I know you all been talking for a while.
Yeah, please, please feel free to chime in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So post-independence legacy. There are some things we inherited from the colonial architecture of unaccountable rule, whereby the colonial rulers were not accountable. Rather than us changing the structure, we passed it on directly when we claim to have had independence or had military rule or have civilian rule or democracy or whatever we call it. So therefore, the moral trend between the leadership and the community is not there. We have not rewoven it. There's no connection. You see, the extractive basic principles of the colonialists is what we passed on to ourselves, and we never fixed it or refix it. So therefore, the leadership has never, since independence, been accountable to the people. It was not designed to be accountable to the people. So the article also talk about the proof of character can govern. We have not incorporated it into our constitution or system whereby we do what is called selective screening. We just allow anybody to go into sensitive positions in our country, including our civil service or our intelligence service or military service. In developed nations, they always have secure job security clearance for characters before they give them. Some certain characters cannot go near certain jobs in developed countries like US or England or anything. They will have clearance one, security clearance 1, 2, 3, whereby their background are thoroughly assessed, checked Why? Because those are national security positions, and people who are maybe grew up in other countries or have sympathy to other countries cannot have those kind of a job, because it will threaten the national fabric of a nation. We never incorporate that into our laws and rules and system. That is why our democracy inherited all the criminals that escaped from the United States, like Gbajabia Mila. He was a crook in the United States. He defrauded people for $40,000, $30,000, ran to Nigeria, started politics. Then there was another guy called Buruji. That one is dead now. And then, of course, your president. No history, no background, no education. Somebody who has been in jail in the United States could now come into your system and become what? Become a governor, become a senator, and become a president. Because your civil service system does not have what is called character, proof of that character can govern. That's how government jobs are sensitive. If you come here, if you anybody cannot just apply, even if you're born here in the United States, you can't just apply for some job. You have to get some what is called security clearance, and that security clearance, they reach certain levels. They will look into your background, your family history, what connections you have with whatever before they give you those. We don't have all that. You know, the Julius Nyerere's philosophy of Ujama or Moluabi philosophy. We don't have that in our system. And you want to chip, you can chip in, Abdullah. I'm hearing voices from the back.
No,
So,
just take the comments. Take the comments.
you say what? Okay, yeah, honesty is only for the poor. You know, we don't care. We just put anybody in leadership, in government position, in sensitive position, in critical position, in national security position. And this has been our doom from day one. We died, people who died without personal fortune relinquished power voluntarily, and the moral authority as governance technology. So what is called governance in itself, we have not built that machinery of what governance would entail. And that is why countries like Iran can withstand assault from the United States, because they build that into their governance. They just don't put anybody in any position. People like countries like China, other countries, except us. Except us. Somebody can be a lifetime criminal in another country. That person will walk into our own country and we just hand them sensitive positions of national security. Anybody that wants to have a governance, any form of governance, you must have proof whereby you are able to build character into governance. Until we start to have this type of topical discussion, not the usual gossip and garbage in, garbage out, olodo uprising conversation we are having, we're not going to have a country. And that's a fact. The article also talked about Achebe's verdict and Nigerians' reckoning, whereby the trouble with Nigeria is been failure of leadership. And Makenelli mentioned that in the comment section. I said that the failure of leadership. Thank you, Makenelli, for your comment. And our unwillingness to rise to the responsibility and example. We thoroughly refuse, particularly those of us who went to school. You see them on YouTube, you see them on X, you see them on. They themselves, they point fingers at the government is not doing this, not doing that. Watch them themselves. They're doing exactly the same thing they're accusing the government is doing. They are abusing. You give them literally a small job as a moderator. They are abusing moderators' power. They are bullying people. They are bullying their audience. They are censoring people. They are locking people out. Same way they locked Fela out because he criticized government. You see, we have grown up with that abusive mentality, and we're not holding ourselves accountable. So we have this corruption perception index, and Nigeria is very low ranking for Nigeria. So another thing that was talked about is the current political functioning. The candidate fitness based on winnability and funding. How can you say you have a democracy where it's all purely on money? It's what you can afford, what you can buy. That's money crazy. If I spend 10 million to be a governor, believe me, I'm going to make my 20 million first before I start doing anything for the state. You cannot have a government of the people based on who is the richest among you or who can afford. Qualified people will not be able to get to governance. They will not rise. They won't rise because educated people will not rise. Important technocrats will not rise. Nigerian technocrats are begging the rich people for position, which is insane. The rich people should be begging them to come hold position. This is what happens here. You see the owners of Microsoft, the owners of Facebook, the owners of all these technology companies. The government literally begs them because they are the experts. But no, it's the opposite in our own country where candidate fitness is based on winnability and funding. That's got to disappear. We got to maybe go back to option A4 or whatever, where an ordinary citizen can rise to a position of leadership in the community without the influence of funding or money. I don't know when that will happen, but we'll see. Then character traits, truthfulness and integrity, we consider it collectively as a society as irrelevant. Totally irrelevant. We just don't do it. You understand? Then we go on. Then primaries and networks, they filter out people with good character. All this has to change. And this, I think, it's not going to change if we are not talking about it. If your conversation on X, on YouTube, are not this thing, if all you do is gossip, beer parlor gossip, it will change through policy. If your election is now 6 months, tell me which of your YouTube pages, your X pages that is talking politics, is talking policies? None. All they are talking are personalities. Atiku this, Obi that, Tinubu that. They talk, how is your country going to change when the focus of things that change things is policy, and you're not even discussing policy? That I've just talked about, the policy of immunity. That policy got to go. You should be demanding from everybody running, what are you going to do about getting rid of the immunity clause? It should be on their agenda. If it's not, let them not talk to you. You want to see results, but we don't think like that. Our education has not trained us like that. We have people come onto X, YouTube, talking garbage, things that are not relevant to themselves or to the future of their children. Now, we have to start rebuilding this architecture. Structural reform is definitely necessary. There is need for constitutional and electoral framework amendment. That's what I was talking about. That's why this is not a democracy. That's what we should be talking about. That's what our conversation should be about. That's what our noise should be about. Not all the rubbish. Let me just go through X and just see all the kind of rubbish that they are discussing there. Topics that are not relevant. I'm looking at my X page now. Some group are talking about tribalism in Nigeria. Fast gain teaming space. 0 to 0 international followers. Is Osun the new melting point? Must husband consent before this? Let's unwind. Headquarters, happy birthday. NNPC, how poor are their any? Rubbish conversation. Conversation that's not going to take the country anywhere is what we talk about. So there's need. And who is going to do this constitutional and electoral framework? If you are not talking about it, if everybody's not talking about it, who's going to do it? If you're not pushing for it, if all you do is weekly news gossip, weekly like they do in all these shows on YouTube that call themselves political shows, have your say or have your rubbish or whatever rubbish they say they do. If you're not talking about it, who's going to put it in? As a people, we don't talk about issue of integrity as a form, as an eligibility condition. We don't bring it up. How is your system going to have a structural reform? None of you is talking about that. independent asset declaration, and lifestyle audit. You have this level of problem in a country where corruption is beyond the word endemic, it's beyond the word pandemic. In fact, they need to create a new word to describe the level of problem you have. And you're not talking about issues of assets declaration. Those that are ruling you now have never declared their asset. They're busy donating 10 million, 20 million to this, to hospital, and you're cheering them on. You're not asking, where is the money from? What job have you done in the last 50 years to make such a money? What lottery did you win? And you want to have a good country. The type of conversation you have will show you what kind of country you can get. If you have beer parlor conversation, you're going to get a beer parlor country. That's a fact. You know, you're not talking about enforcing codes of conduct for professionals like journalists, like Shewa Akimbaloye and all these journalists, tripod journalists. I call them tripod journalists. There are so many of them on YouTube. I was a journalist before. Used to have one. Well, he has a code name, KJ. I will call them out. I don't care. I said, no, you're not a journalist. You're a tripod journalist. Tripod, those who set up the tripod for the camera. Because journalists ask tough questions. They ask power tough questions. They don't collect brown envelopes and sing power's praises. That's how a country moves forward. If this professional code of ethics of doctors, you have no oxygen in your hospital and you're not talking. Nurses, teachers, you have no chalk, no blackboard, no books, and you're not talking. Are you enforcing the code of conduct of your profession? Judges, my hands are tied, and you're not talking. Journalists just reporting rumors and opinions, cut and paste from the internet. What is trending? Cut and paste on the internet. That's not journalism. Journalism goes to the people, goes to the news, go and investigate. Why do you have a fake ministry in government? Who signed it? You pick up the phone, you call, you investigate. Who signed it? Who knew about it? Why you have fictitious people collecting salary? That's what journalism does, not what is trending. Online garbage. That's gossip. That's not journalism. That's not journalism. You know, constitutional bars for breaching public trust. There have been several constitutional violations in this government. None of the opposition leaders is raising the issue against those being governed. Nobody's talking about it, and you want to have a good country. Several governors being removed, funding of a state being suspended by EFCC. Several constitutional violations. Cases are not being filed to address them. Opposition leaders are not raising issues about it, but it's just keeping quiet. You think a good country is just going to come miraculously by keeping quiet, by not talking about the things you're seeing? A president that have no regard for your constitution, well, you yourself don't have regard for it because you swore in him in violation of what your constitution said. If you don't have Abuja, you can't swear in, but you did. And now you want to have a good... These are pertinent things we need to talk about. Structural reform. Don't just come and speak big grammar, speak English, talk beer parlor talk online. We need to start calling these people out. Those of you come online and start having all this beer parlor talk. You know, it is the citizen burden to reclaim accountability. Nobody is going to do it for you. It's your job to hold yourself and those you claim that governs you accountable. You know, it is your job. It is the citizens, in case you don't see it, let's make it big so you can see. It's your citizens' burden to reclaim, and that means it's your burden. Ruini, it's on your head. Nobody's going to do it for you. If you don't hold things accountable, you will never have a good country. You know, all this voting along ethnic line got to stop. Emiloko, Igbatiwani, is our turn. It's the time of the North. It's the time. That's not politics. Whether it's the north or south that is the thought, that's not going to give you your desired result that will help your children. Things that will help you. Whether somebody sat from the north or south, it's accountability, it's results you want to see. Do you have water? Do you have electricity? Do you have education? Do you have health? Not where they come from. If you like, let your man do it for 20 years. That's not going to give you the things your children need. These are conversation reasonable people have. Not mumu people, not mumu conversation online. Not gossip. Not your interview. Not people just rambling away. Not people just talking trash. Your transnational institution are complicit in the crime. You're not holding them accountable. You're not telling your royal fathers they are royal disappointment. You're still saying Kabiesi to them. Your religious leaders are a disgrace to God. You're still going to their church. You're still giving them money. They've showed you several times after they drank tea with God that they are working for the devil, and you're still calling them man of God. Or OG, OG or GO, what do they call them? General Overseer. And you're still giving them money. You see them, that they are the devil themselves. You're still respecting them, and you want a good country. We have to start thinking and start waking up. We have to reclaim the role as guardians. This is what we are doing here. Bringing this type of article to the fore. Because these are the important conversations that need to be had. And as long as those conversations are not had, we are not going anywhere. The country is not going anywhere. I've been gone more than 30 years away from that country. If it took 30 years to be this bad, what's the next 50 years going to be look like? You know, your so-called civil society have collected a budget. They are busy carrying APC party flag rather than representing civil society, talking about civil rights, talking about justice, equity. Rather, they will go into this organization to sabotage them, sabotage labor union, sabotage student union, call themselves civil society. I have one guy, Ezinwa Izegu. I'll mention names. I don't care anymore. Yeah, we are members of the civil society. It's busy. Say we the APC. So yeah, you representing APC in the civil society. At this, Nigeria is gone. Nice country. People are mentally sick. It's a general asylum, and they don't know that they are sick. Your media. If I were you, if you love yourself, run away from anything your media tells you. If they tell you it's morning, you better believe it's night. You have no bigger enemy than your media, your religious organization, and your traditional institution, and your civil society. These are your enemies now, unless we clean them out. So you see all these things that are being listed, they're not pointing finger at Tinubu, they are pointing finger at you. Reclaim your historic role as guardians and have a specific moral threshold. Meaning that there's some things that are bad, they are bad, call it bad. Don't sugarcoat it, don't sweet talk it like they do on all this YouTube show. Those shows annoys me so much, I don't even know. All this X show. Don't sugarcoat evil. Don't try to make sense of insanity. Don't try to make sense of what is evil. Don't try to say you're being neutral. Morality has no neutrality. Values has no neutrality. How can you be neutral? In the face of children being killed, mothers being cut open while they are pregnant. Who are you? What are you? Have you asked yourself? Rebuild the architecture of accountability. This is what this article is saying. And its conclusion, the thread can be rewoven. Morality loss due to severe link between character and power. That is our problem in that country. We lack character. Too many hypocrites. Call them out. You are a fucking hypocrite if you can't stand on the side of good. If you can't say what is wrong is wrong. If you can't call a thief, you're nothing. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't try and spin it. We are broken by history, and that can be rebuilt. But we shouldn't be looking back at history. We should be looking forward. What is next? Where are we going? And we must demand moral character. It is not negotiable as a qualification. How do you have somebody who has gone to jail in the United States come and rise to be your president? No primary school, no secondary school, no university, every document forged. And you're clapping hands for them. You're cheering on, you're holding on. That alone should be enough reason for you to resign from their party. If you have morals and you call yourself a Christian or a Muslim. If we don't do these things, we're not going anywhere. You don't just point finger at the top, point finger at yourself. Presidency to class monitor. You know, that is what the article by Salisu Ibrahim tells us. What was the, I've even forgot, what's the beginning of the article itself? Where did we lose our morality? The feudalist state. I think I was able. What do you think? Did I cover that? Although my pitching was still a disaster there. No.
You did a fantastic job. We have a comment. We have a comment
Okay.
on YouTube. Not just one comment, several comments, I should say. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, let me start from here. By Mark Kennelly. All right, it says, until we have strong and independent institutions, people, that is citizens, are held accountable across board, upper, middle, and lower class. Nothing will change in motherland, law, and order. That is the first comment. Then the next comment says, Alaba, I concur. Information is key, brethren. Then the next comment says, in addition, leadership is key. Top-bottom approach. The next comment by the same commentator says, nope, what we have in motherland currently is not close to the American system of government. Then the next comment says, motherland system is unique, not only to motherland. In my eyes, it might fall into the feudal system, but going by the events in the 10 to 15 years, sadly, is more like a broken system. Then the next comment says, however, I believe we can bend the curve. The next comment, I just came back from motherland not too long ago. It seems really bad, shameful, right from the airport, the rot in right in your face. The next comment, hence why we need to keep talking, informing and educating. Does that might know better? Okay, those that might know better. That's what she intends to say. The next comment says, not to saying there is no little sparks here and there from some hardworking citizen. Okay. The next comment, the government is yet to provide or take care of its basic responsibility. The tax system is more like regressive rather than progressive tax. The next comment says, a lot of other countries, African countries, are far ahead of motherland Nigeria. Namibia, Ghana, Ethiopia, Cape Verde, etc. Unbelievable. And the last one says, motherland is currently bleeding out. I am sorry to say. I understand it might be challenging for citizens, even the upper class, to speak out due to scumbag government we have had in the past 15 years.
In fact,
That's the last comment.
Yeah, McKennelly, you've really raised so many. I think McKennelly deserves an automatic link to the studio. What do you guys think? He needs to be here talking. His voice is what our people need to be hearing. So Mark, if you're hearing anywhere, let's have your email or phone. Yes, Mark and Nelly, you need to have you be in the studio with us. You know, you need to. The people need to hear you, your voice. All these things you've written. It's the truth. And we offer you that offer anytime you want to join us in the studio. Try and send us your either phone number or link. Then we'll be able to communicate more with you. How can he reach us? In case movement radio email. I was thinking if he wants to reach us. Buku, I can't hear you. Your mic is off.
Oh, so sorry about that. Yes. She can indeed reach out to us, Movement Radio. Let me confirm that, so that I will
Is it
be
possible
very
to post it on the comment chat so that if a link one we can always get it, because he's
okay.
saying a lot of important things that the people should hear. If he can come here, say it to them so they hear it. So because I know it takes a while to type all these things out in the comment section. If he can join us on the Twitter microphone page, and he could come straight to the studio and say, let the people know these things. These are the kind of messages our people should be hearing. He just came back from home and he said the rot is really bad. Just post like not the link of our email, so when he contact or our phone number, so when he contacts us, we can always give him at least our phone number, the Movement Radio phone number and email. So when he contacts, we can always let him come to the studio. I'm sure he has more to say to this. That's a very good article, Abdullahi Salisu. But what is our next plan and the phone number also? The Movement Radio, is that the 872? He said the
yes.
Fourth
That
Republic likely has nosedived after 10 to 12. Yeah, it has nosedived. It's true. So, Macanelli, we're sending you our contact. So, you need to be VIP on this studio, And what's the other number? Is it 872-818-0065? I don't even remember. The Movement Radio phone number. Put that on the link also. So that once he connects on with us, we will be able to always send him an honorary link. Is it 872? I've forgotten my own number, the Movement Radio number. Abdullahi, what do you remember the number? The phone number. Bukum, your phone is off. Your mic.
Yeah, +1 872 818
put it on the screen for him so that once he connects with us, anytime he wants to come to the studio, his views are what our people should be hearing. His view, people with positive views, not all these ramblers and all those who like to muddle the truth, muddle facts, so that our people don't know what is hitting them. That's not what it should be hearing. You understand? Yeah, thank you. Put that on the screen so that he can keep in touch with us, and anytime we're going live, if he wants to join us in the studio, and anybody on our X page too, we'll let them have him. Anybody that wants to join us in the studio. But we will continue with our education, information, and enlightenment. That's the purpose of every educated Nigerian. But some people, they just keep rambling rubbish. Rubbish. Okay, what is next for us, guys? Are we going to before we go to next, should we put some entertainment and comedy? I don't know. Or share my experience yesterday with the people. That's another story. Let me see. Yeah, good. That's it. 872-818-0065. Macanelli, please add that number to your link, and then we'll be sending you detailed information on everything. And anytime you want to join us here in the studio, you're totally welcome to let the people hear. You have very good opinions on and you've seen the reality. You just came back from the motherland and you saw what is going on, that the rot is really, really, really bad. Are you guys taking the microphone away from me for now? What are we doing next? Is there anything on Facebook we're sharing?
Well, maybe, yeah, it would have a better selection if you are supervising that side of things.
Okay, are we giving informations out on anything on that?
Well, for now,
Right.
we look forward
Okay,
to having people join in
okay,
terms of picking up the microphone. So far, so good. The participation has come from YouTube, only YouTube for now. So
okay. Do we have a question for the people that they want to join, that they want them to discuss? We got more people have
yes,
joined on.
number one question that we've asked them is: Are we practicing democracy in Nigeria? And who are those in charge of this system that we are practicing? All right. Give your own comments generally on the subject of the day, and let's have your contribution. That's our challenge to the members of the public. They should engage us. They should you know express themselves. If we are indeed not getting it right in terms of perspective, nobody's an island of knowledge. Reach out to us. You can comment, you can take the mic, you can send us an email, any way you want to take Duam. We are very receptive to feedback from the members of the public. So yeah, today's article, Fuedal
Let's share
Nigeria.
these words of sorry,
Yeah,
Bukun. Let's share
okay.
these words of wisdom with our people. By Aesop, right? Saying that those who voluntarily put power in the hands of a tyrant must not wonder if it turns against them. Aesop. Aesop quotes warns that the risk of giving unchecked power to any individual or authority. Concentrated power without accountability can be misused, regardless of intentions of which it was first granted. The quote reminds us of the importance of responsibility, oversight, and the rule of law in any society. Healthy communities depend on systems that balance healthy communities depends on systems that balance authority with accountability. Citizens also share responsibility of staying informed, participating thoughtfully in civic life. This message encourages vigilance, wisdom, and respect for institutions that promote fairness and individual rights. Trust should be accompanied by transparency and accountability. History shows that balanced systems are more resilient than those built on unchecked authority. Freedom is threatened when power is exercised responsibly. Wise leadership values service over control. Accountability is one of the strongest safeguards of liberty. Leadership, freedom, responsibility. So we share all these positive things so people listening can become better. What they do today can be better tomorrow. What they did not do today, they can do tomorrow. That's the purpose and point of doing all these things. Yeah, so guys, back to your corner. What is next? What is next? Abdullahi Bidun, what are we doing next?
Yes, we have done justice to that article, but we have a second article. But we
Okay.
want to hope that we're not going to have the same ordeal that we passed through the other time. So
Is it a
let's see.
PDF? If we can get it in words, would be easier. It looks like it's not picking up my PDF
Yes, so
materials. That
I would
was the
suggest
problem.
that we do the homework of making it in words, sending it to you and or
Okay.
myself, so that we can indeed have a
Share
very
that.
smooth.
Okay, before we go there, another word of wisdom from Big Mama. Big Mama said, "Some folks pray loud and live long life. Pay attention. Big Mama said, if peace leaves when they enter, that ain't your people. If peace leaves your house, when that person enter your house, you know that person is not your person, or no be your person. Baby Mama says, money comes and goes, character stays, broke or rich. That's a fact. Our people are not focused on character, just only focused on money. And that's why their money comes like the bar beach water. It comes and it goes. Everybody smiling with you ain't happy for you. Stop watering places nothing good grows. Respect costs nothing, but it reveals everything. You don't need revenge, baby. Life keeps perfect records. That's what I got on the
And
from Big
this
Mama.
this thing where this mama talk now, it say stop watering places where nothing good grows. That is deep. Oh. That
It's
is a
deep
message
now.
to our people.
Yes.
Our people just believe say their loyalty to these established tyrants is going to
Yeah.
somehow yield to something that is good. That if they stay loyal to these politicians one way or the other, God go touch their mind so that they go come they do well. So they keep investing their energy. They stand in the sun and the rain, all right, to bring these tyrants to power. But they now begin to wonder why things are not working well. It's because you are watering places where plant is not growing. You are not getting dividends of your investment. So you should not be surprised because you are actually investing your energy in the wrong places. Mr. Salisu, I have something to say. Mr. Salisu, are you there? Okay,
Abdullahi,
I
you've
think
been quiet. Are you frozen? Is the network
it's like
frozen on
it's
you?
like network. Yes, network is frozen somewhere. Yes.
It looks like his picture is frozen. Abdullahi, can you hear
Yeah,
us?
it's network. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you now because my network is somehow very crazy.
Yeah.
I
We saw
the
that you were
talk
not
everything
moving.
is breaking on this side, so that's why I'm just listening. I'm not contributing.
Okay. Yes. So we've been on for almost 2 hours, although 15 minutes out of that we had huge technical problem, but that's okay. Um, should we share what happened yesterday with these people, or should we just leave that? What I saw
Yeah,
with
we can.
those yeah people.
We,
Well,
well, I think we should gist our audience. Yeah,
our audience, they need to know.
maybe we should
They
use that
need
one to wrap up.
to wrap up. Okay, so we'll do that other article maybe later on Tuesday, Rabbi.
Yes,
This
on
one
on
article,
Tuesday
this one, yeah,
would
this
be more
article itself
organized.
is long. And since we're not having a lot of people asking for microphone today, let's just share that and then wrap it up for today. We want to thank Mark and Nelly a lot. Thank those on Instagram. The number keeps growing on Instagram. I cannot see all the names. There's quite a lot of people on TikTok also. I need to thank them. I see Sacha McKenna, Pockets, Segi Indiaya, Roba. There are quite a lot of names. I'm sorry guys, I can't call everybody, but I thank you. Aja, Ture, Ango, all those that joined. I thank you all for joining. Concrete, Aisha. I'm reading TikTok's names now. Um, check. There's quite a lot. I'm sorry guys if I didn't call your name. Apology. Binetta, user. There are too many. I don't think I can finish calling all these names. So it's quite a lot. We apologize, Mrs. Akubene. We thank you for joining. Susan Wismont, uh, Nipe Mobo, time, beautiful Queen. We thank you, Queen. Quite a lot. The names are too long on TikTok and on Instagram. I have Shimatuko 123462. I have Uchemona Bali. I have Asmond. I have Ajibade Adetoyin. I actually know that person. Ajibade, thank you for joining. I'm sorry guys, I cannot see the names on YouTube. and I cannot see the names except for those that comment. I can't see the names on Facebook either. But we thank you all for joining us. Thank you Instagram, thank you TikTok, thank you YouTube, thank you Facebook. We just want to share a few things with you regarding my about all these Nigerian talk shows online on network. This is actually a talk show I have myself have participated in before. But the Nigerian power team do them. You know where you disagree with them on opinion. All they do is the best thing, the first thing that comes to their head is to block you. They won't block you or lock you up in jail like they lock fella up. That's a Nigerian mentality. They are not smart enough to engage you in war of words, in verbal combat. They can't do that. They're not intelligent enough. So they think the only solution is to bully you, lock you up, throw your keys away, make sure you go to jail. And they call themselves have your say. How do you have your say when you are afraid of the truth? When you can't hear the truth? So every week they come there, they talk their garbage, they lament, they repeat the politicians' talking points, and anyone who opposes them becomes their enemy. This is how most of these Nigerian online X and YouTube pages operate. The same with this one. But luckily for them, yesterday they had a very intelligent lady come host for them as a guest. One Omoye Corner. Please, if you're listening, anytime you get a chance on YouTube, join Omoye's Corner. She's a very energetic, intelligent Nigerian who cares greatly for that country. So she happens to come host them yesterday. Oh my God, it was firecracker. Firstly, all the ramblers and and rattle talkers and lamentators. She first of all told them, look, I'm here for solution. If your conversation doesn't have anything to do with solution, if you're just here to ramble, she was very clear and explicit. Get the fuck out of the crane. Because this is what Nigerians that live abroad do, or educated Nigerians or Nigerians at home. The moment you give them a microphone, they see themselves as superstars, as big stars. Oh, they are in front of the camera. So they start to ramble and start saying all sorts of rubbish that don't make no sense, that a child growing up, a teenager cannot learn from. They start to defend insanity. They start to defend evil. In fact, that medium has just been too negative for my liking. It's brought on so many terrorist sympathizers, so many negative people, these Sharia lovers, terrorist sympathizers, brought them all to come and be hearing their views and poison. It particularly has one devil, I call devil, the one enemy of Nigeria, they call to Nigeria our forefather. I mentioned him now. Well, we know they hide though, we don't send you now. If you don't like waiting that they talk, come here, come argue with us, come debate us. That one is just anybody that give that one a microphone, that man called to Nigeria our forefather. That person is an enemy of Nigeria. That's what I believe, because that guy has nothing positive in this world to say except to defend the ruiners of Nigeria, and then to distract, try to talk about Russia, Germany, London, things that are not relevant to the pains and suffering of Nigeria. So anyway, this platform luckily happens to I was in Atlanta in the car at the gas station, so I was just scrolling through my phone. I saw happens to have a different host. I had this vibrant young lady called Omoye Corner handling the show, and he was dealing with all the men. The men were cowards on this show. Cowards. Come in, ramble, talk rubbish. If you do not have a solution for Nigeria, get the fuck off the microphone. That I am hosting today. If your guy comes back, you can continue your rambling and bullshit talk. But for today, I am hosting, and there will be no weak men allowed or rubbish talk allowed today. So she took charge and took charge of these weak ass men. Not all of them. There are good people there. There are good people like Maska, Jakun, very few good people. Well, a lot of the others are just the regular Nigerians. So we were there. I just, of course, they have banned me. I used to be host for them too, long time ago. And then until I discovered that they're not about positivity, about enlightening the mind of Nigerians, and I let them know my mind, but their response was to block me anywhere. Well, the point that even my comment cannot show. That's okay. We have our own movement radio. Anything you dish, we can dish out. So I went on the medium yesterday. Of course, they blocked my regular account, so I went in with the movement radio account, and luckily Omoye saw me. If it were them, they would never let me come on. Omoye allowed me on, and I had this interaction. We're going to share that interaction with you. But the point we're bringing this up is that as Nigerians, particularly those of us who are abroad and who are educated, much has been given to us, so we owe that country much. We should be the light and the candle for that country, not the darkness, not spread more darkness for that country. And if that's a responsibility on us, whether we want to accept it or not, we cannot be modeling up issues for viewers and audience. We have to talk with clarity. We have to talk with purpose. We have to talk with mission. We have to talk with vision. But there's a lot of hypocrites among us. Men who should not be called men. Tripod journalists who just want to smile in front of camera and say they have a microphone and just utter rubbish that a young child cannot learn from and become a Martin Luther King, become a Malcolm X, become the future of the black race. They've been built with this slave mentality that they have to be subservient to power. Some of us don't agree with that. So we challenge them. But usually their solution is to lock you up. And it was an interesting exchange. We're going to share some of that exchange with you so you hear them. And I thank Omoye very much for bringing me on. Please, anybody, if you want to hear positive things, change about Nigeria, go to Omoye's Corner, a very vibrant lady. She speaks the truth. She's not like some that are using the internet to spread ignorance. There's so many Nigerians using the internet. So they are part of the problem. We call them the enemies within. They are the ones that is making it difficult for us to have a collective voice, for us to speak as one. And if we are able to speak as one, all the people that are ruining us, they will run away. They will run. But because of these night walkers that are protecting the night kings, these zombies, we cannot have a collective voice because they are always there to obstruct, to distract, to sedate you to your rights, to a vision, to something better that we stand for. So we went there yesterday to engage them. It was interesting. We will share some of that with you. If they don't like, well, that's their problem that we're sharing. But the fact is that it has to take
It was a public meeting, isn't it?
It was a public forum, yes.
So there should not be a problem. You sharing it.
Really, yes, it has to take a strong woman to take hold of the seat of the chair seat and put men that I consider weak. Not all of them. Mr. James is a good man. Maska is a very good man. Sometimes Jagun, good. They care. But the others, Dexter lost his track yesterday. I don't know what happened. To Nigeria, that one's just the devil. That one's just the enemy of the state, forefather. So they all come there. There was another one called Boom Boom Boom. That one is all about Islamic Sharia terrorism sympathizer. There's so many weird creatures that they give a microphone to that they don't shut them down. When I mean shut them down with argument, with valid facts and truth. So their medium has become a medium that spread ignorance. Beer parlor talk. Every week they come there, spend 7-8 hours on rambling rubbish, nothing that can benefit a young Nigerian child trying to look up to the future. I went there. When I saw it was a strong lady that was taking charge, to thank the lady. And this following exchange occurred. I'm going to share it with you all. You know.
You have to share the screen.
I will. I want to start from the right spot. Share a few things with them. Let me share the screen.
Because the people could see the fruit of their labor there. But now, if you ask any young Nigerian now, then just go and do it. I had a young friend of mine. What is it? He has not entered secondary school. He said he wants to start doing forex. Yes, that's what he wants to do. The Nigerian president.
Who do you recommend? Who do you suggest?
Oh, I'm recommending you.
Okay, thank you very much for the confidence in me. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I can actually step in and do the work in Nigeria. Yes, if given the opportunity, absolutely. Now, everything you said, I hear everything you said, and that's a long time conversation that's been going on this Dr. Damage's channel, and in other spaces that has been going on. People have been having conversations about how Nigeria started, how fragmented it is, how things are not working, how and I kind of disagree with you that Nigerians are not creative. I know you don't mean all, but when you say it like that, it seems like you're referring to everyone. And I just want to point out to the audience, we know that Nigerians are extremely creative. They are one of the 1% of this world that are creating world over. Let's put that on the one side. And then the other thing is, the problem I think we have is that most of us, it seems like some of us are still sitting in the problems of Nigeria. We're still carrying that weight. We still keep talking about it. We're not looking for a way out. We're not looking for a forward, we don't have a forward outlook of what Nigeria should be like. It did not take people that have taken their countries from where it was, however horrible, to where it is today. It wasn't rocket science. They don't have, their brains are not better than our brains. They got the president in El Salvador. Is it El Salvador? Yeah. The man came in. El Salvador was known. You guys know what he was known for. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing El Salvador, but we all know the history of El Salvador. But it took one man to come in, a young man at that. That man is in his 30s, to turn everything around. The question that I have for each and every one of us is, what are you doing? I asked that question at the beginning, and I'm asking it again, because it's not up to any one of us. Everybody, we can all, Mr. Dexter, we can sit here and complain about all
this
the
madam. This madam is eating the right notes.
To the south, apportion blame to the north. We have sat in rooms where we had conversation. The south think the north is this. The north will say the north think the south is this. We can do this back and forth. It's not going to yield any solutions. What we should be focusing on now, which is what we're all preferring right here as we speak, is what are we going to do going forward? All the people that have been calling for revolution, let's just take the country apart, it's not going to work. I don't see any action from any one of them. It's all talk, no action. Now, there's an election coming up. We must do what we must do. Those of us that are in the diaspora that know better, that have exposed ourselves enough to understand how the human mind works and how you can live with people, how systems should be, we should take on those roles in our own small capacity, no matter how small it is. We all have things that we can all be doing. There's nothing as, my contribution is too small. No. If it is education you have, it is strategy you have, whatever solutions you have, you bring it to the table. Perhaps the election, I'm assuming for those people who think dividing or breaking up or let everybody go into their own way is the solution, maybe 2027 will be the year. Why don't we give it a try? Maybe that election will be the year that they'll say, they did this again. Okay, we're not going to agree. everybody to your regions, owe everybody. Maybe, but the only thing feasible that we're seeing right now is the election. And when you say that you think that, and I'm paraphrasing what you said here, I'm not quoting you verbatim, what it sounded like to me is that it's almost like they're just putting a band-aid on a major injury, right? Of Nigeria. That's not true. There are people, real people like you and I, from the diaspora on the ground doing heavy work. They're not coming here. They don't have the time to come here and be talking and bantering with us. They do not have it, but they are doing major work on the ground to see what they can do to make sure that 2027 counts. My question again to all of us is, what are we doing in our own silos? We can all complain from here till forever about the ills in Nigeria, starting from the civil war, Adakaboro. We can talk about all our everything. That is not leading us to the solution. It's not leading us to the future. We're not going to remain in history. We have to move forward. Yes, history should be told. It should be part of school curriculum so that people will know their weaknesses and their strengths and see patterns they should not repeat. Yeah, but what we're doing right here is not talking about what happened. We're not talking about that. We're talking about election is 2027. Everybody who is interested in being involved, what are you doing? If you are not interested in being involved, no problem. Sit your ass out. Sit it out. Nobody's going to come and hold you. Nobody's coming to come and drag you. Nobody's going to do that. But what we're doing is bringing about solutions. Solutions we must get. We must get that solution. We must get a working country. But what we're not going to do is continue to dig up history. We no carry us go anywhere. We know the history. But what is the solution for the future? If they teach history now, you go say from this history, going forward, these are the things we should not do to each other again, so that we can have a thriving world society. The North should not be seen as this order. The South should not be seen as order in the North. The Northern candidates should not be seen as because they are North. The Southern candidates should not be seen like because they are South. That's what we should be talking about, based on our history, based on the wrongs that have been done. This is my stance. This is what we're talking about, Mr. Dexter. So if you're not participating in the elections and you do not believe in the country, or you don't believe it's going to work, maybe this is not the conversation for you. You get what I'm saying? Because we have had these conversations times without number. We cannot keep living in the past. We got to move forward.
Sorry, Jose, I have a question for you. Very direct question. Let me ask a question. You say we know the history. What have we done with it?
I should be asking you. I should ask you that question. No. You should provide. No. You should give me a response. No. I'm glad you asked. You should give me. You know the history. You came here. We were talking strategy here. We're talking about elections. What we need to do. This is the opportunity we have. You came up and you're bringing up history. I'm asking you. You are the one who needs to answer the question. What solutions have you preferred? Because you still have it fresh in your mind and you want to talk about it. So you give me the solution.
So, let me say this. So I think Daily Momodu went on Nevon podcast done by Rufai Seni. Okay. And he said that one of the problems they had in the election, so if you actually follow the 2023 election, there's something Asi Godalo was talking about before the election. Was talking about that they will have to go around Nigeria and meet the owners of Nigeria to say, take your hands off this country, let the country work. Okay? Take your hands off the country, let the country be run, let the people own their country. And then that was Asi Godalo pre-election. Post-election, 2026, you can go and check on Nevon podcast. And then Mohammed was saying something that the owners of Nigeria, when it was time to choose that election whole thing, okay, the owners of Nigeria had different candidates. And if the candidate, the majority of them wanted that won the election, not because he won the election by the people's vote, but because that person was more like, okay, more of the owners put their hand on that person and say, yeah, this is the person we'll go with. Until we get Nigeria out of these people's hands, okay? All these things we are saying, and that's what I'm saying, we must, so when people talk about revolution,
Jackson, before you get on that, we have a new person.
Okay,
but let me quickly say this. Let me quickly say this to you, right? If you still feel like there are owners to Nigeria, and you are not one of those owners, I don't know what to tell you. Thank
you, Omoye. Thank you.
If you think that there are people sitting in a corner that own Nigeria and you are not an owner, I don't have any conversation to have with you. So wait, 1 second. No, you are ranting.
Dexter, allow me 1 second.
I need to talk, Mr. Dexter, since you brought it up, because these are the kinds of conversations that really grinds my nerves. Let me tell you something, Mr. Dexter. You have just removed yourself as part of the ownership of Nigeria. So my question to you is, why are you on the panel? Now, this panel conversation is not for those who think that they're not part of Nigeria, who feel like there's some people somewhere who own Nigeria, and you don't think you own Nigeria. So because you don't feel like you own Nigeria, you have an outside attitude with Nigeria. You feel like you're a visitor, like, oh, they own. That's the narrative they've given you, they sold to you, but it is in your subconscious. I don't think that way. I own Nigeria. Nigeria is my country. Nobody here is more Nigerian than I am. I am coming to take what is rightfully mine. What do you say? Are you ready to take what is yours? Or do you want to sit on the sideline and talk about history and talk about what has not worked and talk about people who get on podcasts and talk? When are you going to talk your own solutions? How you're going to bring it about? What is going to happen? These are the questions you should be asking, not dwelling in the past. You can know the history as much as possible. What has the history done for you, for your future self in Nigeria? If the history had done so much, why are you not in Nigeria? Why are you not a representative from your state or your local government? Why are you not in the Senate office pushing policies that will work for you? Why? So please, let's not do this. Again, maybe you were not here when the show started. We're talking solutions here. I am not Dr. Damages. After I leave, you guys can go back to your regular programming of talking about history, what's not working, what's working, who blame who this, do this. I'm not interested, Mr. Dexter. And it's not about you. It's not personal. I don't have anything against you. I don't know you. I'm just telling you how I feel about this. Nigeria is very personal to me. I carry Nigeria for head. Okay, women are dying every day in Nigeria. Children are dying every day. You think I have time to be talking about what history did? No. I'm talking, knowing the history, what are we going to do to fix it? If everybody has to go their separate ways in the end, so be it. But let's start by fixing it. Please, let me come to the new person, then you can talk if you want to talk. And the Movement Radio, welcome, sir. Long time, bro.
Omoye, my apologies. Please, can you put me back?
Omoye.
Okay. Welcome, sir.
Omoye, God bless you. I have vowed never to come on this program ever again. And even before my vow, they have blocked me because they are afraid of the truth. They blocked Alaba Ferreira. I can't comment. My comment can't be seen. My messages can't be seen. It's okay. They're just acting the Nigerian leadership script, which is what they are. But you're a very truthful woman, and you have come here today to tell them the truth. I hope the men here will rise up to be men and listen. You see, Nigeria has only 3 problems, not tribal, not religion, only 3. 1, our collective silence. 2, the enemies within. And 3, the ruiners. I'm not interested in the ruiners, because if the enemies within are identified and castigated, our collective voices will rise and the ruiners will run away. But the problem is a lot of us work with the system and they don't even know they are working with the system. So when they kicked me out here and blocked me, we started the movement radio. This is because we know that it is the minds of our people that is in bondage. And if we can free their minds, the rest will follow. Because the biggest chain the oppressor has against the oppressed is their mind. And a lot of people historically didn't start in 1960, it didn't start in 1914. It started 450 years ago when they came to our shores. You see, the education they gave us, our parents, I can go on and on. That lady, Farida Bemba Noberema, gave it all in her paper she submitted to the international community of what it has led us to be zombies. We have become zombies in our own land. And until the chiefs rise up to be lions, nobody's coming to save us. Nobody. Trump is not coming. Nobody is coming. And all these educated people who speak big English confuse the masses, confuse matters, muddled up issues, rather than be the hope, the candle, the light that will change our people who are in darkness. They become the shame and the betrayers of that country. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here about solution. Solution is what you're doing. Solution is what every educated Nigerian should be doing. Enlightening the people, enlightening the masses, educating our people, freeing their mind, making them, changing the narrative so that they know how powerful they are. How powerful we are. Because we don't know our strength. We think the ruiners are the powerful ones. They have no power.
Your mics are on, please.
Okay.
Mr. Alaba, go ahead.
Okay. Good. Yes, can you hear me now? Yes, if we use our power, these ruiners will run away. But there are too many enemies within. And there are some of them with you on this planet. They come every day. They think mourning and ranting is the solution, as long as they can point a finger at somebody. As sad as the news is, Tinubu is not the problem of Nigeria. It's just a symptom of the problem. If the likes of Obasanjo and the rest have not failed, we won't be where we are. But we can drive them all out because they are all ruiners. Only if we discover ourselves with the courage God has given us, so we can live like true human beings. All these cowards that come on the here thinking they are superstars because they have a microphone, talk garbage, muddled up issues. I like the way you dealt with them today. God continue to bless you. Please tune into the movement radio where we talk about solution. Thank you for giving me a microphone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alaba. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Also, if you don't mind, I just want to
so everybody wants to
one of them now tried to attack me, to castigate me. Let's hear him talk. And another one. The second one, you caught them to order. We will keep watching. They want to try to attack me. Nonsense.
Alaba, you see, even your being here right now is because we permitted you to be here. I will not sit here and allow you to say that and get away with it. Nobody stopped you. You are being unruly, just like what happened earlier in this program. Nobody ever stopped you from coming here. You decided on your own. And we have always encouraged people to go have their own program. If you're not being allowed to express yourself here, there's nothing that stops you from going to start your own. You see your behavior right now, and that's what you want people to relate.
I just want to say, Ola, I see your hand up, but we will take you as soon as we finish this video. I see, sorry, I said Ola. I see your hand up. Please be patient. We will take you to speak as soon as we finish this video. So let's continue. So one of them tried to attack me and castigate me. All these educated illiterates. Yeah, continue.
On their own platform. You caused why you are stopped from coming. And you are not the first person. There are other people who have also done that. And we are not going to change the policy because of you. If you do not want what is discussed here, just like Omoye has said earlier, anybody who wants to be in her program can go and wait till when you want to be in Dr. Damage's show or the show that you have created for yourself. The internet is free. Okay, but you cannot come and decide what should happen and how long you should speak and what you should speak, whether it's within the content of the program or not. So please, let's not make it look as if this platform is never for certain people.
Can I respond?
Okay, so please, no, you're not going to respond because you are not here to run the program. That's always the problem. That's always the problem. So when people come,
he doesn't want you to respond.
He doesn't want me to respond. Yeah,
what you guys have always been doing.
They are afraid of
and
the
when
truth. That's their problem.
Then the person becomes.
And these are educated people. These are people living abroad.
Look, it's a free world.
Then one started spreading fear about don't try to remove the government. So he said, who's talking about removing?
All right. Thank you. I just have to push it because damages is not.
A minute, please. Please, KJ, Alaba, you are a senior man. But for real, when you said they kick you out, I was like, what happened? But it's just like somebody they say is a thief, then you see somebody's money in the pocket, it's not like the money. You are trying to put the person wrong. Just like your reaction right now, it's not a good thing. All right? It's not you're a matured man. He was talking, he didn't, he had right to reply. The reaction, if anybody wants to be against kicking you out, the reaction, you are proving them right. Because the reaction right now is not proper for a senior man.
Mr. Uzo, sorry, guys. Regardless, Mr. Alaba is still my brother. I brought him up. He requested the mic and I pulled him up. So whatever issues you guys have with the programming, please, can you guys talk about it after me I've gone? Because, I just came here to host on behalf of Dr. Damages. So please, let's just leave it as it is. Mr. Ferreira, I know you want to respond, but please, Ejosa, there's no need, because I really want us to stay on the issues with the time I have so we can move forward. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Very much. Yeah. Mr. James.
I think movement radio. And I am convinced this is exactly the point I was making. If one starts something, one year.
Okay, let's stop that for now and go back to our regular programming. OIA has been waiting for long to speak. You see, mediums like that is a copy of what Nigeria is. You have men who should know better, who know better. You see them, they don't care about solving problems. They want to lock people who are trying to solve, just like they are locking Showore up, locking all the activists up. They can't even engage you in verbal interaction, conversation. They're scared. They're scared of that is Nigeria for you. And they come every week, sedating the people. Imagine a young man or young woman listening to them. What are we building for the future? Anyway, make me stop talking. Ibuku, can you give the mic to who are you saying? So those are that's what we're, and I believe these enemies within, we have to go after them. We have to start going after them, whether it's on X, whether it's on YouTube, or anywhere where you grab a public microphone and your what is coming out of your mouth is what should be coming out of your ass, of your bottom. We will come after you. Because all you think about is your stomach to your furrow, to your ass. Anyone who has a brain will see that Nigeria is not working and we all need to do our part to make sure that it works. And if you come to be an hypocrite, put tie on, call yourself a journalist, start saying rubbish, sedating our people, pushing them more into slavery, we are coming after you. Whether you like it or not. I beg Ibuku, give microphone. Abi Abdullah want to say anything before Ibuku gives the mic to the man has been waiting for long.
Yes, I think you should give the mic.
Give the mic. Take over, Ibufu.
Yes. OIA, over to you. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, comrade. I wasn't even sure where I was hearing the whole thing from. I think that was like a hybrid of a space, if I would assume in my head, like communication from different spaces or different platforms, and needs on also the movement radio platform. I think that was what happened, right? If I'm right.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, great. Because my intention then was, I was thinking it was on the movement radio platform that I heard a couple of things. That was why I grabbed the mic. But it's all good. It's a recorded space, so it doesn't matter. I wanted to really respond to some of the things I heard, largely from the lady, then just a bit from the other guys. But I won't separate it. I'll just take everything together, and just also to agree with the movement radio as a comrade Ferrari. That our collective silence is indeed a major problem. Our collective silence is a national threat. The high level of docility in our people is a national threat. In fact, this high level of docility, this individualistic mindsets that have bought and purchased us, this high level of greed among our people, our youth, old, young, and whatever, is a national threat that is far worse than the terrorism that we think is hurting us. I'm telling you, and where that is going to lead us all to is a place that will never come out from if we allow it. And that's why, platforms like this, I'm always, hopeful and ready to hear my own voice, so that at least we know we spoke. Just like Comrade Alaba has always said, we must come together and start talking about this thing, educate our people on this thing. We must never get tired. Whether you spoke in the morning, spoke in the afternoon, come and speak again in the evening. Do not get tired of speaking about it. Speak about it, add to the matter. It is important. That number is very important. That we have a number of people talking about these things now. It is very, very important for the sake of the future of our nation. Yeah, so it is indeed a national threat, our collective silence. Sometimes I wonder why people get triggered when history is spoken of. It's just when we start talking about history, it's more like they can tell you, oh, we know all the history. We know all the history. Just know that they don't know. They know nada. Whatever they know, all they know is upside down. By the time you engage them, you realize that they really took the whole thing upside down. Especially the diaspora in the US are the worst of all in this narrative. The diasporans in the US, take a case study. Take a diaspora from China. Take a diaspora from US. Engage them separately. You see their mentality. Just give it a shot randomly. Just to take a diaspora from China, take a diaspora from US, take a diaspora from Norway, take a diaspora from Sweden, take a diaspora from Russia. You will see the diaspora from US. It will most likely be going north when everybody is going south. All these people, most of them, now upside down history that they study. Most of them. Because the US in itself does not encourage the right tutelage, not even to their own people. The US in itself does not encourage the right education. It is only the education that will favor the states and favor the business narrative of the state. Is what they teach the people. That's why everybody in the US is now speaking about. You hardly, maybe few people like Alaba Ferrari. You hardly see people from the US talk about socialism. It is forbidden. There was a time, once upon a time in the US, if you dare talk about socialism, you may end up in prison. If you don't end up in prison, you'll be sacked from your job. If you're not sacked from your job, you may be spat on, stoned at in the same US. So you wonder what kind of history do these people learn in the US where they are based in, except for the few that have decided on their own to start studying these things in depth. And when you see them, those that decide to go and study these things on their own, outside of whatever books or whatever things the US is putting to them, you see that the way those people hold on to the knowledge that they got, they'll be ready to go everywhere in the world to tell the people these truths that they found out. So yeah, sometimes I wonder why people get triggered. I'm not always surprised, so I just wonder, because I know where they are likely coming from. The lady that spoke, that is just marrying, what is this history going to do? What is this history going to do? By the time you check, I'm sure she's from US. They are the ones in most cases that talk like that. I'm just guessing, I may not be right. So it's not really about anyway. Let's talk to our people, because they don't know, or they don't want the knowledge. They want a solution. That's how these people operate. What is the solution? What is the solution? No, forget the knowledge, but you want a solution. How can you know the solution? Explain to me. If you do not know where you are coming from, how do you know where you are going to? Make it make sense. This is the primary reason every well-developed country in the world keep teaching their history. Sometimes they teach the history that will favor them only. They ignore the history that is bad, teach the one that is good. But at least they are teaching the history. How far with our own country, Nigeria? They banned history, and you want us to, here we go. We must understand one thing, huh? No matter how good you are in your art, no matter how skillful you are, no matter how wealthy you are, and that you have a good art, you cannot make a meaningful impact in this country, Nigeria, under a corrupt system. It's going to swallow you up, except you are in cahoots with that system. Many people have brought in investment into Nigeria. They are crying. They are crying. They just brought in investment with their own pure mind. Set up investment in this country, Nigeria. They did not affiliate themselves with any political party. No, for them is to just set up business. How far with the business today? We have a lot of them. A lot of them everywhere in Nigeria. People are scared already. The panic mode not be here. Panic mode not be here. You have a government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu thinking in his own nonsensical head that our national assets should be on the stock markets. And we are here thinking you can make any meaningful impact under that government. There was a guy that spoke one day on a show, I think on Arise TV or one of those media TV, I can't say. And he said he has a brilliant idea on, I think energy or something robotics. He was saying something on technology, I think. He was mentioning all of these things, ideas that his thoughts, is better at what he was saying. And the presenter asked him, so this brilliant idea, can you just approach the government so they can say stop and benefit the Nigerian people? The guy said he would never try that again. That he tried that under the good luck Buhari government, and he knows how much he paid for that. That he's never going to try it again. So this idea is going to just go like that. He said he hoped that a well-meaning government, a government that is technologically sound, a government that has the brain of the visionary government to come and lead Nigeria. That is the government that would appreciate his ideas. They just say, out of all of these 18 to 19 presidential candidates, are you saying you can't get anyone? He said, not really. If you would take one, so far in his head, he would take Omoyele Sowore. But unfortunately, he does not know how Sowore is going to come. I'm just quoting him verbatim. Unfortunately, he does not know how Sowore is going to come to power. It seems like the only one would appreciate this kind of idea. How far Nigerians, a people without their history, are like a tree without a root. Anybody who speaks ill of history, who told you they are tired of history, stop speaking, run away from them or put them where they belong. Don't listen to them. These are agents of misfortune, agents of confusion. They want a solution, but they don't want a process to that solution. They are in diaspora, they are in every part of the world you can think of. They are not interested in how those countries get to where they are, that they have now developed, and they are benefiting from. They are not interested in that process, so they are just interested in the development. So all they are thinking is profits. So when they say they are coming, we are coming. What are you doing? What if when they talk like that, they are talking about for them. They are already setting up one business in Nigeria. This number, you can go around and check how many Nigerians are crying. People use credit cards to come and invest in this country, Nigeria. Use a credit card. That was a huge risk. The businesses are no more. How can you buy properties? They are no more. If I go abroad, I want to buy property. I've been to few countries in the world. Those few countries I've been to, for one reason or the other, I know if I am interested in buying a property, I'm not going to end up crying. There are processes. You can just even do it online. There are processes to it, and you'll be safe. There are modalities. There is no bottleneck, no stronghold anywhere, no rock barrier that will be preventing you from accessing the right information anywhere. But it's a different ball game in our own dear country, Nigeria, because no corrupt individual can lead the people to liberation. The Tinubu government is not interested in liberating Nigeria; it's interested in harvesting what is left of Nigeria. Buhari came to kill Nigeria. Tinubu government is here to bury what is left of her. It's as simple as that. Concern with many of those in diaspora is how they suddenly feel they are special. You are in diaspora, just suddenly feel you are special. You know better. Yes, I will give a fraction of that to you. But to think you are special, you are misinformed, brother. I acknowledge exposure, but what is the point of exposure without strategic implementation? Exposure without strategic implementation of the idea and what you have been exposed to amount to nothing. It amounts to nothing. We can't be said, what is revolution? Every now and then they speak down on revolution. Almost 90% of the developed countries in the world, almost 90%. I think I'm even making a mistake. If not 100%, let's make it 90 for the sake of things I don't know yet. Almost 90% of the developed country in the world, quote and unquote me, went through a revolution, one way or the other, and it is not everything that was bloody. No one lied to you. They keep coming here. He wants to say revolution. They say you want to tear the country apart. That's what they say. Those who do not allow peaceful revolution are the ones who make violent revolution inevitable. You cannot make it my own fault because I called for it. It is the fault of those who do not allow it peaceful that bring about the chaos you may experience during the revolution. Just few last week here, we were celebrating our freedom day, or what did you call it? We were celebrating our 7th year anniversary of revolution now. Because everybody in the world knows that our movement is peaceful. We've never carried arms, we've never carried wood, we've never carried cutlass. All we carried is our fists held up high, our backs held up high, with our foot on the ground and boot on the ground. But these mofos, they come with cracking guns that they refuse to use in Sambisa, and they come using it upon all. And the ones revolution is bloody. Look at the word revolution, you understand what revolution really is. What's done with this kind of proposals around us, lying to the notice of the people that it is really about the revolution that is encouraging violent revolts in this country. It is the life from the pit of hell. Life from the pit of hell. No one is indeed interested in a nation building. What they are all interested in is profit making. Almost all the people from the so-called diaspora. We listen to liberation charts. You know now, this our brother, what's he called? From the northern side that is based in China. This popular guy. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. Can you remind me of his name now? That came out. Dambelu, brother. Dambelu. Look at that's why I said I have two friends. Apart from Jason that we hosted on our space some weeks ago. I had two friends, in China, and I know what they say. They are not revolutionary, but you see these things they say, you think they are revolutionary because they are thinking totally different. Look at what Dambelo said when he came to our space. Look at what Jason said. Jason is from America. Look at what he said when he came. He is not a revolutionary. Look at things he's saying. Look at the solution is profound. The rest, they are only looking for. All they are thinking, I am telling you, I'm not making it up. They are more interested in profit making. All they are thinking is greediness. Some of them, genuinely, they will not know that is what they are doing. When they set up business, they are setting up business to be looking at what profit can I make? What profit? Not like, I'm not saying you should set up business and not be thinking of your profit. Don't get me wrong. But when you think of your profit greedily, excessive profit, that is where I draw the line. Yes, you cannot decide to define what is excessive profit. If you mean well for your people, you know that you will not be thinking well for excessive profits. You know that all you'll be thinking of is standardizing, impacting the lives of your people, not with peanuts, not with crumbs. You will not treat them the way the government. That's why I look at the Sahara Reporter. Sahara Reporter is paying over the current minimum wage. Long time ago, over the current minimum wage that the Sahara Reporter has been paying it to its workers. In this same country of ours. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Someone to leverage on the minimum wage that they propose, 70,000 or 7. Now, the moment you employ like this, I think they said 70,000, come and take the 70,000. But you have the capacity to pay more, but you refuse. You have the capacity to start these workers so that they can benefit from every scheme of the company. You refuse. Instead, you contract them out. What an evil soul you are. Yeah, I'm going to try to end it. So I know that they don't care about the models and modus operandi as to how the countries they dwell in overstates go to where they are. They ignore the process, just want to jump on the imaginary outcome. On earth do we have intelligent people still gaslighting the word revolution? How are people still saying in 2026 that revolution means tearing apart a nation? Revolution means change of a system only. Those who do not allow peaceful revolution are the ones who make violent revolution inevitable. I end it here for now. Thank you.
Yeah, OI is done.
Yeah, thank you, OI, for that contribution. We've been here for almost 3 hours. We should be rounding up. What else? What else? What else we got for today? We might have to postpone all activities. It's raining heavily here in Chicago.
Oh, so yeah, we have tried a lot.
We tried a lot.
today.
So that was a good show we had. Let's thank the people. Let's start first of all with the people on YouTube. Let me do my own, then each of us will do our own. I didn't even ask Abdullah if he had any comments on the video or things like that. But first, before I go on, let me read this. The slave trade never ended. It was just reformed. The African ruling and economic class are slave traders, and their trading partners are the same as usual, but the merchandise are blissfully unaware of their enslavement. That's by Dele Farotimi. Um, Before we go on, let me thank our audience on the YouTube, particularly Mark and Nelly for his wonderful contribution. Mark, please note our number down and email. Have it with you, save it so that we can send you VIP access to the studio anytime you want. All the other people on YouTube, the two YouTube pages, the Emmanuel Ferreira one and the Movement Radio, we thank you all very much for joining us. I think we see like about 16 people. I apologize. I cannot see the names to get out the list on YouTube. Also, the people on Facebook, both the Movement Radio and the Alaba Ferreira Facebook, and we thank you all for joining us. Again, I cannot see the names to call them out, but I thank you. I thank you all very much. The same with the people on Twitch. I cannot see the names either, but it's not in front of me here in the studio. Maybe Amusa can see it, but we'll talk about that later. But we thank you all very much. Who else? X, the two X, the video X. We thank those that are listening, visioning. We thank the people that are on the speaker section of the X. And by the way, we did Abdullahi and Ibukun, we spelled Fuedal wrong. That's not good. You know, our enemies will pick up on that. You know, that's the first thing they will attack us on. You could remember the one I told you about, the one I said something to that was speaking. Do you remember that story? He said,
Yeah,
when I was talking
remember.
about that car, I said I did not spell eating right. Anyway, we spelled Fuedal wrong on that X page. That Fuedal is FEU, whatever, but we had the letters beforehand. Once we catch our own mistake, there's no problem. The problem is when they catch it for us. That's when they want to use it against us.
Absolutely, that's true.
Sorry for that error.
I've changed
Maybe
it.
it's just
I've changed it.
Yeah.
I've changed it.
I want to thank OIO for his contribution. I want to thank African in the Diaspora, Omo Logo. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Omologo. Thank you, Freno. The other names went away before I could call them. For the TikTok guys, the names are too long. I can't really read out the names, and I wouldn't even try. There were so many of you guys that joined from TikTok. It's a long list. The only one visible right now is Pierre Peter. Thank you all for joining us. All of you that join us on TikTok, we thank you a great deal for joining us. And then which other platform we have people? Let me go. Instagram, yeah, Instagram 123462. We thank you. Shimatuko, we thank you. Uchenna Onwabali, we thank you. Asmod Ajibade Adidoyin, I know her. Ajibade Doyin, thank you for joining. Josh Shebuka, we thank you. And Body Products, we thank you all for joining us. I'm sorry I couldn't read out the names on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, but those are only Instagram. I'm sorry I couldn't read out the names on TikTok. There are too many of you. It's too long. I cannot scope. And my glasses is crying. That is all I have. My name is Alaba Ferreira. I'm going to hand over the microphone now to Abuja, Salisu Abdullahi, to give his last comment and thank you all. Abdullahi, the microphone goes to you, Abdullahi.
okay. Thank you, each and every one of us, the studio crew, our audience across all social media platforms. I said thank you all because you have been an interesting audience, and we look forward for always your engaging. Always Mark Kennedy on YouTube. We always see your comment, and OIO on the audio space. We always appreciate your comment. Each and every one of you across all the social media platforms, we say thank you once again. Today has been an interesting show, and it's actually a big package. and we should all learn from what we have learned so far. All that we have discussed is our collective effort. We are not just here to just mention problems, but we also prefer solutions. And those solutions are not going to be done to be carried out by only movement radio, but all of us. Nigeria belongs to us, and the essence is to get a better country. So let's all come together. Don't hesitate to comment, to engage the movement radio across all the platforms. Those of you on YouTube, the movement radio email and phone number, you can reach out to movement radio and on either its email or the phone number given on the YouTube space, so that you'll be able to say your mind or even ask for a space for you to join in, come and make comments, say your opinion, or you have an experience that you want to share that you think is worth sharing that will help Nigeria getting better in one way or the other. We are doing this not just for all of us, for only us. We are doing it for even our children. So let's have a greater Nigeria. Let's do this again on Tuesday, same time on the Movement Radio. So thank you, Abdullah Salisu, Movement Radio, Abuja.
Yeah, now for Egunla Lokeyin Gbale, we now hand the microphone to Ebukun Oluwa from Lagos to round.
Thank you so very much indeed, everybody, for joining today's episode. And do not forget what we have always promised on the Movement Radio, empowering mind, changing narratives. And I believe today you have learned quite a number of things. You have relearned quite a number of things, and it has been insightful. Tune up to us. Do not forget to subscribe if you are on YouTube. Do not forget to follow on X and every other platform so that you'll be notified when we are up and running. Our routine is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Regular time, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. All right, Central American time. That'll be 12 noon, I believe. So yeah, so tune in and let's have a conversation. And of course, the whole thing is diversified. You can just drop a comment. You don't have to speak, but we want to get your feedback. So I hope today's episode has been quite, interesting and empowering. So yes, there's no point in hearing all of these things without the application. Let us apply. Take a look at the action points and apply when necessary. And do not be stingy. Share this platform with others. Let them know what is going on here, that there is indeed a platform that is different from the rest. All right? We are not just regurgitating news here. We are indeed about breaking it down to the granular detail. So thank you so much. Look forward to another power-packed episode on Tuesday, 5 p.m. West African time and 12 noon in Central American time too. We would be anticipating your presence to join us, and let's keep the fire burning so that it would become a great inferno that they cannot quench, that the oppressors and the personalities in charge of the people's gullibility and docility, we have no other choice than to indeed free our people. So yeah, thank you so very much and have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.